We started off as Titans, and now we're the Jets. The start of every season always starts with the sweats. Vinny T, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal? Don't even try to tell me that the curse ain't real. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets worldwide. Why, yeah, boy. Like and subscribe. Fitzpatrick, the end of every season is always tragic. Doug Bryan missed, everybody got pissed. 2 Super Bowl seasons ended with just one twist. 15 years without the playoffs. Is Aaron Glenn legit? We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets worldwide. Like and subscribe.
Viva Pancho Verde. He's back from the draft, everybody. Johnny Boy is back, and we are so happy to have him back with us. How was Pittsburgh, man?
Dude, it was an amazing time. First off, big shout out to Luby, big shout out to Boy Green, big shout out to our guy Boba, big shout out to Mikey Holkans, Juicy Jet, Court, Herb Pops. I don't even know who else. The international fan of the year, man. His boy, I think his name was Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, as well. It was such and all the people that were working the event, man. It was insane. But you know what the coolest part about it is? All the different super fans of all the different teams that are out there and the get-ups that they were wearing. Man, like it is amazing. But I have to say, like, I feel like we probably have like the best ones, right? I mean, you know, I might think I'm a little bit biased in regards to that, but
I mean, we saw the birth of a new super fan, right? We saw the birth of Pancho Verde.
Should we show him?
Yeah, just show him, man.
Yes.
Keep going.
There he is. Dude, it was amazing. It was so much fun, man. And I can't wait to talk about the story, which we'll get into that a little bit later on how that chant and how it got led into that chant. It was the most funniest thing. It was great, man. I can't say I'm going to say everybody, if you have an opportunity to go to the draft, you should definitely do it. It was amazing. But it is Friday. It is Jets worldwide. And like we always say on the show, it's Friday. You got paid, but we got bills to pay. And because of that, you know, here we are. May the 4th be with you. But we started a little bit earlier this time around. Yeah. So, and I'm excited for our guest.
Yeah, I was excited to see you arm in arm with the Boba Jett. Like during that Jet chant, you and Boba, like that was freaking awesome.
Dude, we were going hard there, man. We were not stopping. We were like, they were just there. But you know what, too? The other thing is there's gonna be other stuff of me and him because like at one point ESPN was like all over Boba, right? Yeah. Same thing. ESPN was like came at me and they were like, "Oh, we'll be using this, the NFL film people," and so we don't know, man. Like stuff is gonna come out, but I think we should bring this man on here, right? I mean, what's your take on that? Like, what do you think?
Absolutely. I think Yes, we should definitely do that. I think we should like bring in some awesome music, not copyrighted. and yeah, you want to do a bit. Listen, you were with this guy all during the draft, so you better take the reins on this one. Give him the proper intro. We'll get the music started.
Some say wars not make one great. Another person say, I find your lack of faith disturbing. I don't know. I think there was a guy that said, you know, it's over, Anakin, and I have the higher ground. But let me go ahead and bring the guy that was next to me the entire time that we were in the draft. It was me and him. We were just enjoying time. Guys, allow me to introduce superfan Boba Jett. Boba Jett, welcome to Jets Worldwide. Wide. Woo, hold on. I got to put him full screen. I mean, this is an amazing helmet. Holy moly. Look at that.
To all the Jet fans, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Love it.
Boba, can you go to the sides so we can see it and do a slow-mo?
You've got the Boba Jett here. You've got Win is the Way here. The back of the helmet. I'll show you that in a little bit.
Okay.
I'll actually show you the one that I wear on game day. So you have Never Forget. Towers, Leukemia Lymphoma Society. We'll get into that later. And this is the current logo, retro logo. This is a helmet that I wore a while back. Those are my fish. Up there, you've got the original helmet, which I kind of tweaked around and played with. And yeah, that's that. So, and hey, quick shout out to Liz Mueller, who bedazzled this bad boy. And she is the 2022 Fan of the Year. And just an absolute, if you don't know Liz Mueller, you will. Say hello. She's one of the most amazing people on earth, as are most of our super fan crew. A lot of great people.
So cool. Listen, you mentioned the leukemia lymphoma, and you have a fundraiser that's going on. So anybody who's in the chat, we pinned the link down in the bottom of the chat. So if you care to donate, and we expect you to, please click on that link and make your donations for Boba Jett. And we'll get into the reason why we're promoting that. So I don't know if Boba, if you want us, let's lead with that. Okay?
Yeah. Most definitely. I definitely think we should. I mean, if you guys see here in the actual draft, he actually got this on the screen. He used a lot of the force to be able to get one of those guys back there to put this up on the giant screen itself.
Or it may be ChatGPT.
Or that, whichever one. But
AI is the way.
But we also have this. So big shout out to Snowball, who got this in here. But Boba Jett, really quickly before we start getting into the nitty gritty about how you became a super fan, how you became a Jets fan, and just to really get to know you, this whole month that we got going on is going to be nothing but pure segments on super fans here. We want to showcase all of you guys and be able to really, really put you guys out there so people start knowing, even though I already know a lot of people know about you. But Boba, talk a little bit about what you're trying to do, how you're trying to support this, and the reasoning you got into this.
Sure. So let me lose this bad boy first.
Are we doing the reveal?
Little reveal real quick. So
okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna go full screen. We're gonna go full screen.
All right. Disappointing. Now, my wife actually likes me, so that's it. But what I typically do, you'll see me on usually I love my salute to the troop hats. this bad boy. But I actually, not a shameless, they don't pay me or anything, but Boston Scally, these are great caps.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that I'll wear this for the rest of the segment probably, but I love this hat. Boston Scally is an awesome place to buy hats. But yeah, so, and also this is one of my favorites right here too, if you want to zoom in on this bad boy.
Oh yeah.
So if you get the New York Jets, the authentic, you can, I don't know if you can see that bad
Oh,
boy
look
right
at that.
there.
It says Boba Jett on the bottom.
Yep.
You can laser engrave this at a jeweler that you trust. Don't go, no offense to any of the chain stores out there, but I would go to a jeweler that you trust. And up here we go to Hayden's in Syracuse. So,
And can we talk about how heavy that thing was? I was not expecting that thing to be heavy. He was lugging that the entire time we were out there. I was like, shit, this thing is heavy, man. But anyways, Boba.
we these are some guns here. So I mean, I got a little bit of extra tonnage here. I'm working on losing weight, but my wife's a nurse practitioner and she's been kicking butt herself, working out and stuff, rollerblading and all that. And I'm kind of paying attention to my diet a little bit more and working on the guns and carrying that belt around for gosh, what was it, 12 hours was pretty intense, man. You know. So and actually, the one time that I had you, I think you were sitting on my shoulder. I'm just kidding.
No, that was that female that said, "Hey, Bobo."
No. It might have.
I'm just kidding.
It might have been. I don't know. I think Hall Cans was holding like 3 people up, and no, but no, man. We have Anyway, so let's focus. So let's go back to. So you were asking me a question. The origin.
Yes.
Well, we'd like to know. Actually, we'd like to know first about your fundraiser and why we are showing this on the screen.
Awesome. So, man, it's been 12 years. Actually, it was January 8th, and I know these dates because it's something that sticks with you. January 8th of 2010, my sister called me up and said, "Hey, you got to get to the hospital." I'm like, "What's up?" My father was diagnosed. He wasn't feeling well. My oldest sister, I'm the youngest of 4, basically said, "Dad's in the hospital. He just got diagnosed with leukemia. We don't know how long he's got." We were like, "Wait a minute, what?" So stage 4, the doctor gave him somewhere 4 to 6 weeks. Intense. Over the next 6 months, he was in the hospital, did not leave once. We had my 4 siblings, my stepmother, my mother, my just everybody. There was not 1 minute in 6 months that we were not at the hospital with my father. And shout out to the 4 South and 4 North people at Krause, the nurses and the staff. Again, this is years ago. Some of them are still there. And shout out to Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Without their technology and their research that just is ongoing and finding better ways, they just blasted my dad with a lot of chemo, a lot of stuff. People choose to go with it. People don't, people choose to just let themselves, not be treated, and that's their choice. For me, it was amazing. Some of the best conversations I ever had with my father were in the last 4 years of his life. So long story short, he lived 4 years. That's amazing. If you think about it.
That is amazing.
And fast forward, so my father passed in March of 2014, and that was wild. And then, so I was all ready to go. Fast forward to, 6 years ago, and my mother all of a sudden is just nailed with stomach cancer, like lymphoma, and she, during treatment, went from stage 1 to stage 2, and all of a sudden you're like, this is bad. And anybody that's ever dealt with that knows it really hits you hard. So fast forward a little bit, and I was actually ready to go. I had my first BOBA Jett helmet up there, ready to go, and I had to cancel my tickets. And it stunk because here I am, a fan of 43 years now, but ready to go. So excited. Can finally afford to drive from Syracuse, New York, out of Buffalo Bills country to and ready to go. And mom's sick, so that's the priority. And so she went from stage 1 to stage 2. They kept treating her. Said the prognosis was probably going to be bad. And all of a sudden, one day, we get a call that mom went for testing and she's in remission. Following year, mom's still in remission. I'm going, here I am. I show up a year later than I planned as BOBA JETT. And that's when I started putting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society on the back and started doing little things, little donations, just encouraging people. And this is my first actual fundraiser that's tied to me. It goes directly to them in the name of, this link. None of the proceeds go anywhere else but to Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And so, yeah, it means a lot. It really does. And anybody that has ever gone through it, or God forbid, knock on wood, that you have to go through it, know that you have people that can embrace you and it. And pretty intense.
So for all the people in the chat, if you could just give them the information on what the goal is for the fundraiser, that way we can hopefully the people in chat can get it started.
Sure. Yeah. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, God, you asked for $5,000, and then you have asked for $10,000, and then I was like, there's 80,000 fans that are in the stadium, right? Mm-hmm. There's millions of fans. There's 8.3 million people in New York. There's millions of people in New Jersey. There's millions and millions of fans. If we each gave a dime, we'd crush the goal. So I thought, what, let's do something that's doable. So I was like, 100,000. Well, why not tie it to the year? And we'll do 102,000 rather, $26. Next year we'll kick it up by $1. This isn't something until this goes away that's going to go away. So my hope is that we raise $102,026 throughout the season. We might be able to do that in a week. I don't know. There's people that get fired from Waffle House and get $250,000. I don't know. Right. I'm sure we can do something for people that need help. And eventually, I guess down the road, I think anybody that's gone through this, regardless of your income bracket. I mean, I've been working since I was 10 years old. There's people that have challenges paying for medications and all sorts of things tied to cancer, rehabilitation, all sorts of things like that. And eventually, I haven't really looked into a 501c3 yet. I want to see how this goes. Maybe, 5-10 years down the road, maybe I'll have my own charity that is geared, and I want to make sure that, I wouldn't be getting paid. It would be pretty much, all that money going towards, maybe giving people a few $1,000s to help them through the battle. So we'll see. But for now, it's all going to Leukemia Lymphoma Society because they're doing a great job.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I have to say that this is first off, this is amazing that you're doing this, and then the story that you tell, and I saw it live, like when somebody would stop him, right? And it's like, hey, can I take a picture with you? He was like, yeah, of course. He's like, I'm a little bit shy, joking around, which was the funniest thing because it's a really good icebreaker for people, right? And they ask about they do. Then they ask about the helmet, and then they see what you have on there, and then you start to talk about it. And man, I don't know how many guys were like, dude, thank you so much for trying to spread awareness in regards to this, because this is something that's not talked about enough. And thank you. And they start going into their story about how their father was affected by this, and then and it's a full-blown conversation and everything. So it was really, really awesome to see you do that. And for me, leukemia, it hits home all the time because I lost my cousin at the age of he was 22 years old, and he was told he got leukemia when he was a baby, man, which is the craziest. It's super, super rare. But he was told that he wouldn't make it past 10 years old. And he got to the ages in his 20s. And there is so much stuff that's out there, that the constant research that goes out. And there are people that do need the help and they need the support. Because, I mean, if we're going to be honest, a lot of stuff doesn't get covered. That's not talked about. So this is awesome, man. And guys, everybody in the chat, if you guys are watching, check it out. Hit the QR code real quick and see what we're talking about. And if you can, cool. If not, let somebody else know about it. The more and more it gets out there and it's spread around, it's going to definitely be amazing. So, Boba, we'll keep putting this up throughout the entire show. And, but this is awesome, man. So what you're doing is amazing work, especially being able to see it firsthand was great. So
I definitely appreciate that. I got to tell you, I went to London the last 2 years, and I wish I thought of it. I had this guy, he was like 17 feet tall. He comes running up. He's like, "Hey," I can't even do my British accent right now. He's like, "You gotta come here, you, come here. I've been trying to chase you down through the." Oh, that's kind of Australian. I don't know, something like that. You get the idea. So the guy comes and he
a little bit leprechaunish.
I was a little Irish, but he's like this huge dude. He was like way up here, and he's like, "Hey, man," and I was with my wife, and this was 2 years ago, and the guy comes up to me and he puts his arm around me, and he's like, and we were talking about. I go, "Do you mind if we do a video real quick?" And I do have a recording. It's something I'm going to add in the future, but this guy had multiple bouts with leukemia and lymphoma. It was crazy. And he's still kicking, man. And it's like, you don't think about it until it touches a family member or a friend. It's just like, there's 8 billion people in the world. And I in 100 years, everybody on earth right now, for the most part, is going to be gone. And then, you reset. And if you think about it, I know we get down on our team or we get down on this or that or whatever. Gosh, I was going to throw a Mike Vrabel slam in there, but you get down on your team or you get upset or maybe you're having a bad day at work or something. You know what? If you think about life that way, like, you know what? I'm 53, man. If I got 50 more, I'd sign up for 50 more years in a minute right now. Just be a better person. You can't take it with you. If you're struggling, I mean, I'll never forget. I had a Christmas years ago, man, where we didn't have Christmas presents or anything. We had cookies, man. That was our Christmas. Greatest Christmas ever. But life has ups and downs, and if you get hit with something like this or any number of diseases out there, it's always good to have people that support you. So we'll put a bow on that and let's talk some football, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's get into that, right? Because
all right,
this right here,
So you gotta cue that up one more time, just for the simple fact that chant would still be going if you and I mean the guys. So the whole thing was crazy, right? I mean, you and I were in different seats, a little ways.
That's
over.
the seats where we were at.
Yeah,
and
which was
all
still
the
fantastic, man.
Which was great.
We were talking to Bain Jr.'s family.
His family. Yep.
Man, I'll tell you, I think it was his sister. The whole family, wicked nice people, but man, I'll tell you, they could all. I think that was his older sister, and she probably smacked him around a little bit because dude is tough, right?
Yeah.
But but yeah, so you and I had a really cool opportunity to get in there, and we were sitting in this location at the for the 16th pick, and then when we all of a sudden our phone starts blowing up, right? And they're like, dude, you got to get up here. And our reps from Nadej and Jason had us, get up here. And we all went up, he and I went up there. And man,
Boba, no. It was way more intense than that.
It was intense.
It was so intense, right? Because I'm on the phone right before this happens, right?
Yeah.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're on there, and to show you guys what I've been talking about, my uncle passed, right?
Yeah.
And I told everybody, so he's a Raiders fan, but my cousin Tommy is a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. So this is my uncle, and this popped up when I was actually packing.
Mm-hmm.
I told Lou B, I told BG that I was like, hey, I think something's gonna happen after the Kansas City Chiefs pick. And they're like, oh, okay, we hope, right? So that was and this is before the trade or anything goes. Me and Boba there chilling, like we're just having a great time. We just saw Ruben Bain get picked, like his family was going ape shit crazy in the back, which was great to see that, right? So we're there. Lou B calls me, right? I see it and I just go ignore, because I'm having a moment at this time with I'm having a moment with my cousin that my uncle's not there, and it sucks because he would have loved to seen this. Next thing I know, Boba goes, like, I just feel this huge hand on my shoulder, right? He goes,
let's go.
Bam! He goes, Johnny boy, we got the goal. We gotta fucking go. And I'm like, I've talked to my cousin, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go. I'll call you back. So Boba, right? Fucking, I hang up. Boba is trying to get all his stuff. He drops everything, okay? And you hear this crazy just drop of stuff. He dropped the belt. The belt's heavy, so it goes. It's a big cruise and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So he holds a helmet on, pulling his stuff together. He has the freaking seat, because I don't even think he knew he had the seat in his shoulder, right?
Go.
And so he's going, takes it off, puts it back down. We are knocking people over to get to this time. Yeah,
we actually had a Pittsburgh Steelers dude that he was like, dude, and he kind of helped clear a little bit to the side. So that was kind of cool. But I think people knew where we were going, and they kind of started the lead block for us. So it worked out.
It was like so fast. We see Lou B, right? Lou B is like flagging us down to get in, right? We see the two reps, and they're like, right? So
we got to break the chant down frame by frame, because there's a point there where Lou thinks we're gonna like kind of tone it down, and he stops. He like kind of slowly starts to stop chanting, and also he's like, "Oh, we're still," and he keeps hammering out. Now you're talking about everybody in this pit. They are the biggest fans on earth, right? I mean, we have so many great fans, right? And my God, I just and their hearts are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey Hawkins and Lou, just we were hanging out with them. And obviously we hang out with them, at MetLife and stuff, and Jet Life. But yeah, what a flipping trip, man. I mean, we're chanting, and all of a sudden the cameras keep coming in, and there's more cameras. And then all of a sudden, like, there's more cameras, and they just start coming over, and it just never stops. And we're like, this is the moment. And it's so exciting because we just came back into the first round again. We did this, a couple drafts ago. I I'm kind of back in the moment. It's all kind of a blur right now, but what an awesome thing to share, man. I had such a great time with you. You know, it was awesome.
It was so like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was so intense at that moment. And like me and Boba, we're not stopping the chant. We are just relentless in the chat. Like, and he's right. I think it was you, me. It was BG, and Lou B was going in too, though.
He was cracking. He was cracking. But I mean, if you watch the video, he starts laughing because we were like, these guys. You got to understand, like there's only so many people that they allow in the center circle, and there's different reasons why people get in there. They win a raffle, or they spend so much money, or there's a million reasons why people get in. And if you're there and family members leave, they bring in fans. There's a certain line that you can get into, and they bring in fans from different teams. If a lot of people from the Raiders left, they bring in Raider fans. If Raider fans aren't available, they'll bring in another team, right? Or some different people or whatever. And they'll fill in the blanks because they want it to look full. And you're talking, I mean, talk about a privilege and how humbling it was, right? We've got 250,000 to 300,000 people on the other side of, like, right outside of this theater behind us. And you don't really think about it until you see the overhead pan shot when you're watching it like 3 days later. Right?
Yeah, I was amazed. I was watching it on television, and I saw it looked like a concert. Like it looked bigger than a concert. It looked like 3 concerts.
It's amazing that, and you know, it's funny because, you know, in the whole time that I've been doing this BOBA Jett thing, I've had one person kind of tease me, and this one kid, and I'll clear this up real quick because a lot of people want to take a picture with this on. The reason I don't let anybody wear this, I did let one young man wear it who was in a wheelchair. Shout out to Ronnie, one of my buddies who goes to the games, season ticket holder. But he was at the London game, and I met this young man. I actually got a video of it. You'll see it if you go to my Instagram at BOBA JETT 66. You'll see it. His name is Cameron. That's another story. Just really a very touching thing. His father and him, awesome people. But I don't let people really wear this because if I let one person, all of a sudden you got like a bunch of people. I don't want to upset anybody. And anyway, so this kid, he was a college kid. Now I'm a Gen Xer, right? And this kid's a Z. And I'm not talking generational stuff. Everybody's cool, whatever, you know. But he's like, oh, dude, he's like, well, you're an adult and you're wearing a plastic helmet. He was like, he was cool and he wanted to wear it. And then I was like, I wasn't saying it from an egotistical standpoint. It wasn't, you know, I'm a dude. I'm a dad. I kind of did this because I wanted to raise awareness for leukemia lymphoma. And my daughter loves The Mandalorian, and she's 11 now. And it, you know, I just want her at the end of my life to be like, my dad was fun. Mm-hmm. You know, my dad was a little crazy, but, you know, on Sundays, I like to be a little silly.
But I tell you right now, like this right here, like, I mean, like you could see, like Lou B is still going. I'm going. You're still going. We're not stopping. Like
there's Lou right over my right shoulder in between me and Boy Green, right? And yeah, there's a point though where he starts to laugh, I think, because we were talking. I mean, these guys all day were like, you know, we're going to try to get you up here. We're going to try. When you talk about the most genuinely caring people, I mean, first and foremost, anybody that's been a Jet fan for more than a year that's endured the challenges that we've endured are the greatest people on earth.
Hands down.
Loyal to a fault, right? I'm 43 years in. We'll get into the how I became a Jet fan if you want, but
yep.
But I just want you to see the International Fan of the Year, Ant Cook, there. Great dude. It was his friend Warren, by the way.
Warren,
that was
okay,
crazy too.
Probably the coolest freaking jersey that he had, which it was a Flash Gordon Jets jersey, and it was badass, by the way. So, but anyways, keep going. I'm sorry, Boba.
So quick shout out to Warren for hopefully he gets to see this, and Ant Cook gets to see this. I spent the last 2 years going to London with some of the guys, and Mikey Hawkins and a bunch of others. Gosh, you know, just and Ant Cook puts on the greatest party in the entire world, frankly, when it comes to, you know, international fans. You've got, and I'm going to do this because, and I'm going to mention them first because I almost forgot when I was over there. Gangrene Sweden, yes, the Swedish, they're fantastic. They're amazing people. You got 103 Crew in Germany, Gangrene Germany, and the UK, Gangrene UK, right? These guys, they rock and roll. They have so much passion, and it's just so cool to connect, you know, with people all around the world. So, but yeah, we had all the right people there. Mikey's to the left of him too. I don't know if I think he was at the beginning of the video here when they panned across, but
yep, he is.
Well,
he is.
You guys were the new juice in the pit because you guys has been out. So these guys have been going strong for a long time, and you guys brought the fire when you came in.
I think that's why Lou was laughing. I think that's why Lou kind of lost it because he was so exhausted. I mean, and this was day one. I mean, these guys were going. I mean, you know, I left. I came down actually that night. I had worked. I was in Western New York, and I had just after a meeting with some customers, man, I just flew down. You know, and yeah, I flew down. I drove down. But yeah, I got there and we just rock and rolled, man. So, but yeah, you want to keep talking about the draft, or you want to get into Origin, or what do you think?
Yeah. So let me let's get into it. So
sure.
First off, we want to put this out really quickly. We have been doing a giant drawing this upcoming, and tonight, guys, everybody's watching. First off, you guys are watching Jets Worldwide. Please make sure to hit the like, hit the sub button. We have on Superfan BOBA Jett in the building. He has revealed his face, so it is an exclusive. But we are going tonight to announce the winner of April's raffle, which we're really excited about.
We'll have two winners tonight. So one winner will get the Jets draft cap, like this one. And another winner will get the Wilson plaque. So, yeah, we are taking Johnny. Keep going. So I'm gonna cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Right.
It's $4.99. Get you into the raffle. We'll be able to put your name down. Also, if you become a member of the Jets Worldwide, become a worldwide jet setter. It also gets you inside to the raffle as well. So, with that being said, let's get into it with Boba. Boba, so I got a couple of questions for you, and now we are going to get into it.
All right,
I wanted to ask you, what's the earliest memory you have of falling in love with the New York Jets? Was there a specific game, player, or moment that hooked you as a kid?
Well, let me start by just saying my path to becoming a Jets fan was I owe it all to Dallas. Everyone, I live in upstate New York in the Syracuse area. Everybody was a Dallas Cowboys fan, right? I'm a 72s baby. So, you're talking about, I started paying attention to football around 8 years old. My dad's from Buffalo, so he's a Bills fan. My brother somehow ended up being a Raiders fan. Kind of weird how that worked out. But long and short of things, I'm just totally anti-Dallas, right? So I'm like, well, I'm going to like this team. I'm going to go with Washington, right? So I'm like, I like the color or whatever. So I start watching it and I start to understand football. And all of a sudden, I see this dude just running over everybody, just crushing them. And this was like 1979. And, I'm like 7.5 or so and just running over. And they had, I think the strike was 80, I think it was. And so here's this guy, John Riggins, right? Just crushing everybody. He won a Super Bowl with the Redskins and stuff. And I was like, wow, who's this guy? So I started to look into his history. Well, he was drafted by the Jets. And all of a sudden there's this guy going like this. And I'm like, that guy said I'm going to win some games. I'm going to win the game. I'm going to win the Super Bowl. And that's how I became a Jet fan. So, so fast forward to, Dan Marino, the early years of him and Kenny O'Brien and Al Toon getting his bell rung and getting up being like, what's up? I mean, this guy was a stick with Twizzler arms and but man, could he run and could he catch the ball? And, and of course, probably the greatest memory though was, I'll never forget the game where we came back and against Miami, and I was ironing clothes. I'll never forget it. Ironing clothes for a business meeting the next day, and we came back and won that game on a Sunday. That was it Sunday or Monday? Actually, that was Sunday night, wasn't it?
Which one?
The one where we were down by like 30 at the half. We were getting killed.
Oh, Monday night, the Monday Night Miracle.
It was Monday night.
Yeah, Monday Night Miracle.
It was a night game. I don't think they had Sunday night football. I don't know, but yeah, that game I'll never forget. I was ironing a dress shirt and sitting there, and I just kept like throwing my shirts, and I must have ironed the damn shirt 3 times. And every time I finished ironing it, I would just wing it, and then I'd pick it up and I'd iron it again, and they'd score again. It was so stupid, the superstition. So anyway,
and we did get a super chat in from our guy Florida Phil. He says, "Snowball, I love that jersey." Well, Phil, you are in the. Who is that, by the way? What number is that?
That's number 80. That's a former college teammate, basically. Not, I wasn't on the team, but college alumnus, Wayne Crabett. Yeah, I went to Hofstra, so he was something to watch when we were at Hofstra. And yeah, thank you, Phil. I have had this jersey for many years, so the back is all torn up, but the front still looks good. So yeah. Cool. Thank you.
And Phil is in the raffle for this upcoming month, which should we announce it really quickly? Because I was waiting for the first one to hit, or you want to keep it a secret? The next raffle.
Yeah, we can talk about the next raffle. I mean, tonight's raffle again is for the draft cap and the Garrett Wilson plaque. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny on the spot with that graphic right away. And next month's raffle, which we will start after tonight, next show next week, we'll start, is an autographed Vinny Testaverde helmet. So we'll be raffling that off for next month.
Awesome. Well,
there was a question in the chat for Boba from Dano a while ago. So we did have a question for you about your relationship with all the other Boba Jetts and Jetalorians and stuff, and he wanted to know if you actually get along with them.
How can you not, right? So if you're a Star Wars fan, if you watch The Mandalorian at all, there's different sects. Those that sects that take sects,
right?
That take some take their helmets off, some this, some that, whatever. What was interesting is when I started doing this, actually, Frank West, the Green Santa, this was wild. This is how I met Frank West. What an awesome dude. If you don't know him, literally what is it called? A chopped champion of tailgating, right? And Frank makes the best glizzies and all sorts of things. His chicken sandwich is legendary. But anyway, I get now my mom just got done with her battle. I start announcing that I'm going to do this Boba Jett thing, and all of a sudden I didn't see it till like September, and I see this. I'm going through my Instagram and I see this thing like copycat, and I'm like, what? So I'm like, I reach out to this guy, and I'm not going to slam anybody, right? I'm not going to slam anybody. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? So I end up on, like, after 5 minutes of back and forth chatting, like being cool, but we end up talking, and what a cool dude, what a good dude. He, back in 2019, all right, it might have been 18 or 2019, but he did on Halloween. He dressed up. He's super dedicated fan. Like, all of us, and he's super fan, like next level. And he's like, dude, I did Boba Jett. And I'm like, he's like, copycat. I'm like, well, okay, awesome. Like I wasn't upset. Like mine is totally different. Well, all of a sudden I start looking around and there's another dude, and then there's a dude on, Twitter. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, that dude's actually got some pretty cool gear. And then there's this dude, Eddie, who, shout out to Jettalorian. Eddie and I talked, super good dude in Florida.
He's good people, man. Shout out to the Jettalorian. Awesome guy. Awesome dude. He has a really strong following on TikTok.
Yes.
Super good dude. But I called him up. I'm like, dude, listen, I'm doing the Boba Jett thing up here. I'm like, do you care if we just kind of mix it up? And he busts out with Jettalorian. We're like, high five, Mandos, let's go. The other dude, so if you go on Twitter, like mine's Boba Jett 66. Does anyone know what the 66 is?
Execute order
66. Exactly. So that, for those of you that aren't Star Wars fans, is when the Emperor tells Anakin and everybody, or Commander Cody rather, to take out all the Jedi. So that's what the 66 is for. It's not a Tipman reference. But so I did Boba Jett 66, and the other dude who actually has a fantastic outfit. He does the armor. I'm just not going to do the armor, right? I do the helmet. I do like this patch here, some like compression sleeves, cool tag watch, whatever. But so I'm like, hey, dude, you want to differentiate? He's like, sure, I'll do 33. You can do 66. He's not a season ticket holder. Again, if after this show we've got 50 Mandalorian helmets that show up, cool. You know what? If we inspire a kid, I would respect a kid that comes in with a white T-shirt with a crayon writing jets on his shirt.
Sure.
It's what's in your heart that matters, So, but yeah, all awesome dudes, and everybody's got their own take. I'm running with this. I've been very fortunate to get a little recognition here and there. Charles Tyrrett, shout out to them. I was fortunate enough to win a trip to London through them and rep some of their clothes, which was fun. And kind of neat. So
I have a quick question. I know you don't let anybody put the helmet on, but if Joe Tipman, who wears the number 66, came out and was like, hey, I wear 66 too, could I put the helmet on?
So my helmet would probably go like this on Tipman's head. It would look like that, because there's no way in heck that's going to fit on his head.
That's so funny.
I do have one actually that when they first made it was enormous, and I never painted it, but it might fit on somebody's head. So, but yeah, it's actually funny story. So just so everybody knows, and so you can see through this. Mm-hmm. So you can see through it. It's really kind of wild, but so I'm wearing this thing one time 2 years ago, and who comes down the walkway but Mark Gastineau. Oof. With his amazing, massive hands like this. And doesn't Mark, I got to see if I've got something I can hit as hard as he hit my helmet. And I couldn't believe I have a baseball glove here. My daughter's playing softball. He comes up and I stand next to him, like, can we take a quick picture? And he goes, on my head, he goes, like, I mean, and it's his hands like this big. And it's like
blue tent.
It's like fun. And I'm just like, I ran into Mark Gastineau when I was flying down to see my sister in Long Island. My sister moved down there from Syracuse after college, and I was like 15, and I ran into him on a flight from Boston. I was by myself. I was a kid back then. They basically, I was sitting across the aisle from him in first class. Like, they moved me up from coach and whatever, because I was right there. And I didn't even realize it was him at first, and I was kind of like, "You're you're Mark Gastineau, you know? So fast forward, he obviously didn't remember me, but man, his hands. I mean, I can't imagine getting sacked by him, Marty Lyons, any of these guys, man. I mean, you're dead. You're done.
Oh, sure.
So,
And, but he didn't crack the helmet, thank goodness, but
could have.
pretty well.
Boba, so let me ask you this. So you've been a loyal Jet fan for well over 40 years now.
Yeah.
What's the one Jet moment from the past that gives you chills when you think about it?
I think I got to be honest. It just happened, man. When we were all at the draft, the greatest reason to get together for football is it goes across, especially in recent years with all this, this is division, this is division, this is division. Where else can you go but the MetLife Stadium parking lot where you've got, people of every religion, every race, everything getting together, chest bumping, fist bumping, high fiving, bro hugging. That for me, every game is the greatest part about being a fan, right? As much as I want to win everything, I want to win it all, and that would be amazing. But nothing beats that personal experience of stopping and catching up with somebody, and that's the coolest thing, right? Honestly, making a personal connection. But on the field, I got to say, one of the greatest plays, and it was actually against us, unfortunately, was Dan Marino's fake spike.
Mm.
I still remember it's ingrained in my stomach and in my mind how painful that was. But yeah, I mean, the Garrett Wilson catch in the corner of the end zone, amazing. I got to go on record, by the way. Mark Sanchez, I don't know what's going on with all the stuff that he's dealing with now, but the butt fumble was not his fault.
I've always said that. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Not his fault in the least. And, enough. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different plays. I think the greatest moment, though, had to be that Monday night game when they came back.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Big shout out to Matt. He said he met you guys at the draft at McFadden's and was there for the Asman meetup. Couldn't agree more. It was a great atmosphere. Big shout out to Matt. Thank you for coming onto the show. It really was. You're right. Like, dude, I could only imagine being there at the fake spike like that, and then just now talking about it, and you see what's going on in regards to with AG and how he's trying to get everything taken care of. So
there's some special things brewing, though. I mean, think about as tragic as last year was, right? I mean, God, go back a couple years, Zach Wilson, Kansas City game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't remember if we had beaten the Eagles earlier. I think we beat the Eagles earlier before them, didn't we? Was it before that? Yeah, I think it was the same year. And then we are like home game. If you got Jermaine Johnson just wailing on the dude pounding his helmet. How do you miss this? We are 3rd and 23 away from. I mean, if they call that. If they call either of those penalties, it resets the play or whatever, or they get backed up or whatever happens, right? It's offsetting. Sure. It's a hold and a personal foul. We're that close to beating the Chiefs. I mean, there's these moments, and then you got like Will McDonald last year, with that block punt run back.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine this mountain of a man coming in, sweat in the center, and then you've got these two just absolute, respectfully, madmen that are going to just be eating everyone in front of them.
Yep.
And then you've got to hold your supporting cast. If they just happen to blow by people and sweat's in the middle, I mean, they're just going to be crushing people. I can't imagine combined that they're not going to have 20 plus sacks.
We've basically made it so that every team is going to have to beat us through the air. I believe that the run is not going to work against us this season. I did have a question about when you were talking about just catching up with people in the stadium parking lot and stuff. Do you roam the parking lot, or do you stay in one section?
I've done it different ways. It's interesting. Depending, I mean, I'll go. I'll go a little to Gotham City Crew. I'll hang out with those guys for a little bit. I'll go over to D10, which is where Frank West and Mikey Hallcans and a few others are. Lou B, he and I have connected recently. So I mean, I've got definitely places where I go. I've been thinking about possibly doing something where maybe if this whole thing starts taking off a little more, maybe having a spot where I can have a thing where if people want, like at Gotham City Crew, they have a camera and it, all these cool things, and maybe connecting with them or somebody else, I don't know, or even doing it myself next to somebody or whatever, but doing a thing where we can kind of take pictures and have, really a cool experience. And if people want to, they don't have to, but if they want to, scan a barcode and donate to Leukemia Lymphoma Society, they can.
Be very cool.
Kind of the future vision, maybe.
Yeah, I'd love to see like the Boba Jett tailgate and like a whole Star Wars themed.
I wouldn't go with a full-on tailgate. I mean, God bless, Jetman had his, and it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and it's a long day, man. These guys, all of them, they work so hard,
Boba, and that was another thing that, and guys, again, you guys are watching just for a while. Hit the like, hit the sub. But I thought that was really cool about you as well, that to a lot of the workers that were there, we constantly kept telling them thank you for what they do, because they were working hard over there, man, as anything. I remember the one girl that you could tell that she wore the wrong shoes, and her feet were killing her. You felt so bad for that individual. So
yeah, she's standing on gravel, and she's probably like 22, probably a college student. She's got like 1/4-inch soles on these like loafers, and this other girl walks up to her with the same pair of shoes, and she's just like, I mean, these are kids, and she's just like, my feet are killing me. I cannot move. And they were just like, just telling everybody thank you. I mean, if you think about it, to make a game happen, to make the draft happen, there's people that go from the parking attendants all the way through to the players, and I'm not better than anybody. I'm just a dude that, I've mowed lawns. I've done everything, man. I think the craziest job I ever had was a dishwasher at a turkey restaurant, where you'd get out of there and your arms all the way up your arm had turkey grease. It was disgusting. But yeah, anyway.
So let me ask you this now, and let's get into with the Jets.
Yep.
So with the New York Jets, and you're heading into the next season. Well, let's say into the next 2 to 3 seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you optimistic in the direction that the team is going right now?
I think, I kind of said, and I try to maintain positivity. I know, in all respect to Ed and many other super fans out there that are just vocally critical at times, like really critical of the team at times. I try to maintain some level of positivity. I mean, even like Zach Wilson. I mean, I would periodically I'd throw a chat out to his parents, like a little message, and say, hey, as a dad, there's a lot of people that love your kid, that support him. I think first and foremost is Jet fans, and I know it's tough, and we don't want to be, we're all tough, and everything, and it's like, I'm from Syracuse, but it doesn't mean that I don't have a little bit of toughness in me, little bit, whatever. I don't really care. I'm not a tough guy. Maybe I am. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm a Jet fan, right? The whole point is, if they're wearing green, support them, right? If they're wearing green, if you wanted a different player and you got David Bailey, give David Bailey a shot, right? If we've got our third string quarterback in and we're losing by 68 points, not going to happen this year. But support the team, you know, and just leave it at that. If you don't want to go to the game, that's your prerogative. But for those of us that are going there and we're standing in the rain and the sleet and everything, let's rock and roll, right?
Oh yeah,
Let's be supportive. So,
and you know, Boba, there. So going and talking a little bit about the Bailey. So you and I are there, right? And we both are kind of like, we don't want Bailey or whatever, right? We're on the Arvell conversation that we're talking about, and it happens. It literally took us a quick 5 seconds of us being like, shit, and then we were like, he's a Jet now.
Trying to figure it out. To kind of, and I apologize, I really didn't answer your question completely, but I'll roll it into this question or into this kind of part of the conversation too. I was kind of last year, I started talking about the negative side. I was like, my God, you know, Glenn being a cornerback, like a beloved cornerback, not having an interception for our team is like Gordon Ramsay burning toast, right? And I didn't really publicly say that too much, but I was like, man, it seemed kind of crazy. But just imagine how ticked he is, right? Imagine how pissed the team is. So you fast forward to this draft and you start thinking about things. And you start thinking, you know, I mean, how many Raiders fans did we walk through the I mean, Raiders and Jet fans, we got picks 1 and 2. And I'm kind of like, hey, thanks for beating us, but sucking enough to get the pick before us. Right. So we can't get Mendoza. And it was kind of like this self-loathing thing between both fans of both teams. But what was interesting, though, is when you start to look at the picks as they're rolling in, you're starting to think, well, how's this going to work, right? And then you start thinking, you know, I don't know, how many people said like, you know, oh, thanks for taking Geno off our hands. And I'm like, your offensive line sucked. Right. Go back to Geno, you know, when he got to the Pro Bowl. He had an offensive line. We have an offensive line. We have guys that are fast as hell. They're going to get downfield. Geno can throw the ball. Geno's no longer that snot-nosed kid, no offense, Geno, that was pissed that he had to wait until the second day. Mm-hmm. Dude's been humbled. There's a lot of special things that could happen. We might not, you know, people are like, oh, the Jets are going to pick third. They're going to get this quarterback, that quarterback. And we might be in the pack, man, this year. Who knows?
It's a very, I don't say it's a small group, but the majority of Jet fans don't, to me, that there's not a very positive outlook on the future for this year. And you know, we did say that they did make some really great picks. Like, you know, if you look at the people who rate the drafts, you know, they did say that the Jets did an awesome job this year in the draft. I think the big question mark for this season is, you know, A, Aaron Glenn, and B, the coaching staff that he brought in, because it's all unknowns, right? So to me, and again, I'm no expert on this, but, you know, I'm with you, right? Where you never know what can happen during the course of a season. And I am in the same boat as you. I'm the forever optimistic person, always hoping for the best for the team. You know, if they do wear green, I'm going to root for them regardless, because we are Jet fans, and we bleed green and white. Everyone in the chat who's here, if you're watching this, it's May 1st. The draft just ended, and now we've hit the dead zone, and you're watching a Jets YouTube channel, but you're watching because we have Boba Jett on. But the other thing is that, like, you have hope, right? There is a new hope, right? To kind of go with the theme of the show, right? There is a new hope every season. And this season, more than any other, I mean, we've had the Aaron Rodgers debacle, and that's when we really had a lot of hope. I don't know if you were at that game, like his first game at MetLife. Right? Yeah.
100%. Actually, Snowball, since you brought that up,
yeah,
you know, going back to Johnny's question about what was the greatest memory, I mean, the highest of highs. I've gone to sporting events since I was the smallest of kids. I mean, I remember when I was like 3-4 years old going to like my brother's, my brother's 4 years older than me, going to his games, right? I mean, I've been a sports fan a long time. Watching Aaron Rodgers come in and the light show and all this stuff and just the, oh my goodness, it's happening. And then all of a sudden, just that was the greatest sports opening in my life that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was right there. And all of a sudden just crushed,
Yeah, but for about a half an hour, that stadium, I've Shea, Giant Stadium, and now MetLife. I have never been in a stadium ever that had rocked as heavy as MetLife Stadium that night. To me, that was one of my greatest memories of all time as a Jet fan, to have that happen, and the energy that was there. Yeah. I'm hoping one day to have that energy back at MetLife Stadium or another stadium. That'd be really nice. But that was crazy.
So this leads me this is awesome, because this leads me to my next question to you, Boba. So as a lifelong fan who's seen the highs and many lows,
right?
What keeps you believing in this team year after year?
I have too many clothes. Too many Man, if you guys ever saw the Tommy wife guy in a little coat, I'm not humongous, right? But if I put on my Wayne Corbett jersey, man, I would be like, how can you not? I mean, I think once you get past like 10 years, you're hooked, right? I think for me, and I know this might sound sacrilegious because my late father, 12 years now, was a Bills fan. I mean, if I could never root for the Patriots, I could never root for the Dolphins. I personally like Josh Allen as a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand Tom Brady. It wasn't until he went and won a Super Bowl in the other league, in the NFC, that I could actually. I feel like Fonzie right now, going, he's the good. For those of you that are not 168 years old, might not even know who Fonzie is. But there was a thing where he's like, I was trying to. I think he was saying he was wrong or something. Anyway,
trying to say he was wrong.
Yeah, he was like,
Happy days. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Dude, you're talking to a guy, like a lot of people. I mean, Boba, so you see me, I'm pretty like young or whatever. But man, I grew up with all of that. Like, dude, like one of my favorite shows to this day is the Andy Griffith Show. Like, I find the funniest episode of any sitcom or anything's out there is the one where the dude's locked up in jail and he has a drinking problem. It's the neighborhood drunk or whatever. And he comes in, he switches the water with straight moonshine. Okay. And he's drinking it, and then Andy Griffith's partner, if you guys know who I'm talking about,
right,
starts. He's like, "Oh, I'm thirsty." So he gets a giant cup and he drinks it.
Wasn't he played by Don Knotts?
Yes, correct. Yeah. And
Don Knotts is like one of the best physical comedians in the history of the earth.
How did this happen? How did Arthur Fonzarelli get into the chat? Can you believe it? You best know me.
Awesome.
Hey, he's a Jeff fan, man. Let's go.
Can I tell you something? I just got to interject. There has been so many things that have been happening where something will happen during the day, and then later on in the day, something else happens. Like you just spoke about that.
Yeah.
And that happened. We were talking. I don't even want to get into it, but there's a lot of things happening lately. And that's, again, what gives me hope for the Jets. Just all these coincidences in life.
There's really some interesting things that so kind of a little side story, and this goes to every Jet fan that my wife and I have been together for 13 years, married 10. excuse me, 11. Oh, yeah, ish. And our daughter and my wife, they'll go down. They don't go down to the games, but they'll occasionally they'll go to a game, but they'll go like to the draft parties or to the to the camp or something, the training camp or whatever. And they're supportive. But what was funny was at the first year I went down, I come back the second year. My wife was kind of like, it's a lot. I mean, you're going, you go for a day, you stay over at a hotel, or you go down in the morning. And I mean, I'm 500 miles round trip. I mean, the last 2 years I've traveled over 40,000 miles to see the Jets. Whether it's from here, going to London twice. I mean, it is what it is, right? So I'm dedicated. Well, second year in, this is when the Kansas City Chiefs ended up playing and beating the Eagles in Arizona, just for the hell of it. My wife's like at her wit's end. She's like, this is nuts. This like, this is dumb. You got, it wasn't ripping on the helmet too much or anything, but she's like, this is silly. Thousands of dollars to go watch the Jets all this time. Like, can you just hang out? And I might miss a game here or there. Like I'm not, there's a Halloween game. I'm sorry. I love the Jets. I'm going trick or treating with my daughter. It's happening, right? It's just, that's what's happening. So, and Christmas Eve game type thing like that. So long story short, I get my ticket guy at the time. It's now Sydney, who's amazing, but my ticket guy at the time calls me up and he goes, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "You remember that drawing you entered?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "You won the Super Bowl tickets."
Whoa.
I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You're busted." Yeah, I go, "You're calling me for renewals, dude." And this is before they started doing the renewals in November. I'm like, "You got to be calling me for renewals." I won tickets to the Super Bowl. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see the Super Bowl journey. So my wife all of a sudden is like, all her girlfriends, "I'm going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl." Now, my wife, I met her. She was an LPN. Shout out to all the medical professionals, all the nurses and orderlies and everybody's out there. So my wife was an LPN, got her RN or BSRN. Now during COVID, she got her nurse practitioner. She's awesome. Works in urgent care. It's wild. But man, she's a boss. And she's just like, "You what?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl." "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So fast forward, this is where it gets really nuts. Fast forward 2 years, okay? I'm like, I want to go to the London game. All these guys are going to the London game. I got to go. We're not spending thousands of dollars to go to the London game. We're not doing it. Well, shout out to Lou in the UK. She and her husband, who is a Chicago Bears fan, send me a message and say, "Hey, here's this contest with Charles Tyrett. You got to enter." So I bang out on Instagram. I'm like, "I would love to go. I'm a huge fan, this and that and whatever." And I'd rep your gear and I do all this stuff. It's like 3 weeks before the freaking London game. And I get this call. Dude, my wife, I'll never forget it. My wife is sitting there. It was, we're hanging out. We're watching, an away game's on, watching it. And I'm like, "Guess what? I won tickets to the London game." She's like, "You're full of shit. You are totally full of it." I go, "No, here's the email." So Charles Tyrett, awesome group of people, the Jets, this, that, whatever, flights, hotel, all this stuff. My wife, "Hello, dear friends. We're going to London." So
That was easy.
go on Instagram. You can see the London trip. Luckiest bastard in the world right here, right? I'm hopefully going to bring some of this luck to this team, right? Last year I paid for it, but, financially, meaning going to the game. But so at the risk of losing chances, if everybody uses their Jets points to win these contests, you can do it. Enter all these contests to travel because you can do it too. So anyway, so my wife's all in. She's cool with it. She's like, "Do whatever you want. Just,
Hey, Boba, I have to say this. I think it's awesome that you did that and that you got that opportunity and you took full advantage of it. I didn't share this with you or anything, because I'm not like, I'm fucking. I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed it. When you're given an opportunity, you take it, because like you're not promised tomorrow, man. And I almost passed in December, and my wife was like, go. You got an opportunity to go. Just go. Go do it. Enjoy it. Like, you love this, and shout out to my wife for her to, be cool about it, for me to go and shit, and it was incredible, man, to be able to meet you, and then from there going to meet, Aunt, and then to meeting Aunt, and then just, like, I felt like I've known Luby forever in a day, and
Family, dude.
yeah, and it was
We're
incredible.
family now. Now, after we get off the show, man, tomorrow we're talking about what the hell happened with you. I'm getting my wife on here. We're gonna make sure that your ass is getting quarterly checkups.
Dude, I go every week. I'm every week and all that. So real quick story, tell you real fast. I ate something, turned to a hernia, wrapped around my intestines, went into sepsis, emergency surgery, saved my life. And God, I'm here. Like, so, I'm somebody that is like, fuck it. Like, go and live for that moment and enjoy that moment, But I wanted to touch something that you just said about Halloween. And this is the story, Boss Girl, that's in the chat. And everybody that's watching, you guys are watching just for a while. Please make sure to hit the like, hit the sub. We are going to open up the phone lines in a few. So you guys could come on and interact with BOBA JETT as well. But Halloween happens, right? And it's the Texans game.
Yep.
And my daughter, okay, she loves the Jets as well. Okay, like, she loves the Jets.
Right.
So we are trick-or-treating with her. She knows that there's a cutoff, and the game for the Jets does not start, I think, that night until, like, I think it was like 8:30 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So over here it ends at 8:00.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
Oh man, she goes, we're trick-or-treating, and she's reminding me, Dad, remember the Jets game is at 8:30, okay? Like, we gotta get right. And she's like hauling ass, trick-or-treating, getting this stuff. But we go to this guy's house. She rings the doorbell. He opens it up. He's in full-blown Josh Allen pads, freaking like the jersey, the whole nine. She goes and says, "You're a Bills fan? I don't want your candy because we don't like the Bills." Turns around and walks out. If I could tell you, like, I wanted to cry right then and there. I was like, holy shit, this is an amazing moment. Amazing
That's
moment,
insane,
man.
dude.
It was
That's
awesome.
That's
but,
my kid.
But Boba, like, the other thing too, like I was telling you when we were there, I was like, man, I kept saying it. I wish Snowball was here with me to able to see this, man. So, Snowball, you were never forgotten about. He was supposed to come, but I mean, shit happens, right? Like, but he was there in spirit.
I didn't want to lose my job, so if I would have gone to the draft,
we all have jobs. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I didn't even think about. I didn't even know if I could come down. I had the whole, like, I got this whole Northeast region, and I was in Western New York, and I had some opportunities down in Jamestown that I'm exploring, and with some of my customers, and I was like 2.5 hours away. I grabbed a quick sandwich and on the way down, and I actually was responsible, and I didn't expense any of my stuff, any of my food or drinks when I was in Pittsburgh or anything, but no, you got to do what you got to do, and that's I just went for the night and zipped back up, but the big thing, I think, let me go back to Johnny real quick, not on a downer note, man, but just to put a bow on the freaking conversation about health, man. If you're ever not feeling well, or anything, man, I mean, people at the very least should be going to the doctors once a year to get a physical, get your blood pressure checked, your blood in general, just to get your numbers checked and stuff. But The International Fan of the Year, Ant Cook, his friend Warren. I don't know if you guys had heard this or not, but not to get too much into his thing, but he actually ended up having to go. Warren had to go to the hospital. He put something out publicly, so on his page, on the UK page. But and I talked to Ant actually yesterday, and Ant had said that if Warren had not been in the United States to get the attention that he got at the hospital in Pittsburgh, and he had gone back, he had an issue with his gallbladder, and there was a bursting thing that happened, he would have gone sepsis or gotten toxic rather, and he might not have made it home. And crazier than that, if he was in the UK, they have like some kind of universal health care, not getting political, but he was like, he probably wouldn't have gotten taken care of the way he did here. And he's actually on his way home, or he's there now. But those couple extra days, man, just craziness. So,
Yes.
But yeah,
I do want to remind people that along with Boba being here, there is a link pinned in the chat for his fundraiser for leukemia and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So if you're on your phone, you can use the link. And if you're on your computer, you can use the QR code that's on your screen right now. You can take a picture of that and hop on over and make a donation in Boba's fundraiser. Okay.
Yeah, so that goes directly. All the money goes directly to them. If you think about it, if you go to the movies with a person, with a significant other, it's $100. If you go to a Jets game, it's $200 easy. If you buy a coffee at Starbucks, it's $10. Right. Even if you give $1, whatever, it's actually easy. Quick scan, it should pop right up on your phone. This isn't about any type of guts and glory or anything like that. It's literally about, at the end of my life, I want to say, you know what? We were able to make a difference in somebody's life. You can read the story when you click onto that about my father. If any of you joined later, my dad was basically given 4 weeks to live, stage 4 leukemia, and lived 4 years. This is the hardest thing to say. The last thing he said, because my daughter hadn't been born yet, he said he never met my daughter. He met my stepson and my wife, and when we were engaged. And he said he made the conscious decision to basically stop with the treatment that he was getting, and because he just was too weak, and he lived his 4 years, and he said, live your life in service of others and you'll be blessed. And that is legit the reason I do what I do, in every way, shape, or form. Nobody's perfect. We all, get frustrated, and we all, but we're Jet fans, so it's a lot easier to process disappointment than sadness. So, but yeah, I appreciate you throwing that up there again. So,
no problem. Yeah, and people should get checked out every year. Coach Glick, who's in the chat, actually said he just had his blood work done, and it's confirmed green. So there you go.
Nice job, Brian. I love the reference too, man. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome.
Everybody that's in the chat, we do have the link pinned there. So if you would like to call in, you can and ask Boba a couple of questions. Boba, I'm going to put kind of almost everything together.
Sure.
And I want to ask you this question.
Sure.
So if the Jets finally win the Super Bowl in your lifetime, what's the first thing you're doing as a Boba Jett to celebrate?
If let me just say, when the playoffs hit, okay? So when the playoffs hit, or that the record is going north of 12 wins, right? I'm getting a new helmet, right? I don't want to jinx it, but I'm getting a new helmet that I'm going to start to design that's Super Bowl bound and all that stuff, right? That's happening. And then I'm going to find a way to get there. And after, knock on wood, if they were to win, awesome. Let's just keep it rolling. I would hope that we would, keep the group together as much as we can. You know, I think actually you reminded me. You got a moment for a quick story and
Yeah, go ahead.
the UK. Okay, so so funny story again. If you go on Instagram specifically, I'm working on my TikTok. Like I said, shout out again to Jettalorian. His TikTok presence is great. My stronger social media is on Instagram. Really gets more heavy starting now through the end of the year. I kind of go a little dormant in the winter, but yeah. So that's fantastic right there. That's awesome.
That's Warren, right?
The crazy thing that I'm at the game last year, October, and it's the Broncos, and I've designed this. I don't have the helmet anymore, and I'll get into why, but I've got a UK flag here. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see it, and then a UK flag in the back. And I did it almost, if you look at the helmet, you'll see it. It's kind of like a green, more green than the white accents and stuff. And I'm standing in after the game. We just lost, and we're high-fiving, and, you know, everything was, you know, whatever. It was a celebratory mood. So there is this just absolutely sharp couple. This gentleman, he's like probably 6 foot something, and he's head to toe Broncos. And I'm walking up, and I got my helmet in hand and my belt. I got I don't know if I had the belt actually. I don't remember. Now I think about it, but we're walking, and all of a sudden he's like, "My friend, how are you?" Excuse me. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Costume change.
He comes up and he goes, my friend. And I said, "Hey, what's up?" You know, this dude's got this gorgeous thing. I don't want to give it away too much. So he goes, "My friend, how much for the helmet?" I go, "It's custom, man." I go, I don't sell them. Right? He's like, "What if I give you $300 and this beautiful sombrero?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't need the money. I don't intend on selling this." Liz Mueller, again, shout out to her. This took a zillion years to do.
Yeah.
It took long enough for her to do this other one. So, you know, I'm like overwhelmed. This guy's got like 10 people with him. He has a legit entourage of people, and they look like $1 million, all of them. And you can tell he's the boss, and he's super good dude. He's like, "My friend, I need you to understand. I have the largest collection of NFL merchandise, custom stuff, this and that, in all of Mexico." Cool. And I'm like, I don't want to insult you. I'm not selling it. And he says, I go, "If anything," I said, I would want to donate it to charity and sell it and whatever, which I might do in the future. So anyway, so the guy goes, "Well, how much?" He goes, I said, "Honestly, it's not for sale." He goes, "If you were to, how much would it be?" I go, "Somewhere between $700 and $1,500. He goes, $1,000, the sombrero." He pulls out 10 $100 bills, and I'm like, done. Done.
There you go.
So another charity I work with is Warrior Salute Veteran Services out of Rochester, New York. It's a veterans organization, and I personally donate quite a bit of stuff to them, and I kind of tied in all these different things, and I use some of that money for that. And you know, it's, you know, you pay it forward. So this guy in Mexico's got my helmet, and I just dropped my earbud. So this guy in Mexico, and the cool thing is I'm now designing him. I don't want to get into doing too much of this, but I'm trying to design and connect him with the guy that actually does the raw helmet for him for Broncos. I don't know. So anyway, so now I've got this cool story with a picture of he and I. Again, I wish I had given it to you, but so I've got this beautiful sombrero that my wife's like, "Where are you putting that in our house?" She's like, "It's going in your office." So it's in my office.
Dude, it would have been great. So it would have been
Oh
great
my
with my outfit. All right.
Dude.
I just realized that. Like,
I was about to say,
dude, I almost need to give this to you.
holy crap, dude.
I
Like,
almost need to give this to you.
so I was looking, first off, just to give everybody a little bit of an understanding, that sombrero that he has right there, right, which is it's a Marachi's, right, sombrero. It is super expensive. They are not cheap whatsoever. Okay,
Yeah.
so just want to put that out there. And I was looking for one, but I wanted it green and white.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I saw one. It was $750, okay, for this green and white sombrero. I was like, nope, this will do for it right now, you know.
When
Johnny,
you
you're
look at
supposed to
this-
say, Johnny, how much for the sombrero?
Yeah, I know. But when you look at this, it's actually insane. These are made by hand. This is
Yes.
rigid. There's like the needlework in this is insane. It's beautiful. And I mean, I envision it. You can see some of my memorabilia back here, but I envision putting the sombrero on the wall and the picture of he and I together. Maybe some other show in the future we can do a follow-up, and I'll put that on there. But the picture,
Boba Cribs.
what a cool, humbling moment. So fast forward to we're walking around the NFL store, all the Jet stuff's gone. So I'm like, whatever. Dude comes out with, again, like a dozen people. They've probably got about $40,000 worth of stuff. He comes out. He's got 2 of these belts. He's got, and it wasn't like 40,000. I mean, he spent at least $10,000.
That's crazy.
Madness, and didn't even think about it. But super chill, super humble, and he's like, my friend, you can, sometime come down and visit. I'm like, I got his number. I mean, I'll text him every now and then. I'll chat it up with him here and there, and humbling. But we gotta, you know what? Maybe I can reach out to him and see if I can find a green and white one. He was saying, he's like, this is about $300 American. Well, with import costs, it's probably, in shipping, it's probably is about 700, right?
Yeah. They are crazy expensive. And
Handmade.
I was like,
yeah.
Now, I mean, I have cousins that are half and half that I could probably call and I could get that, and they're really close to. That's for another show, guys. That's for another conversation.
We will look into it. I will say at some point, I that helmet up there, one of the original, that one right there, and I have a black one too that you'll see on some of my older reels on Instagram. At some point, I am probably going to donate those to a raffle or something. I don't know. But I will say, actually, you want to talk about the greatest moment in as Boba Jett, frankly, was I'm at the UK. I'm in the UK rather at the Broncos game. And shout out to Andy, my buddy Andy, who put me up, which was definitely made the trip a lot more affordable too. But Andy and I are there, and he and his buddy Phil and another guy were all there and having a good time. Well, breaking the action, this little kid comes down and he goes, "Hi." "Hey, buddy, what's up?" I'm right on the aisle. He's like, "I know what that means." And his mom's just standing back there in awe, kind of, his mom's, this kid's like probably 9. And the mom's up there, she's like in her 30s or so. And she's just like watching this thing happen. And I know nothing. I'm a little kid, he's like, "I know what that means." And I'm just like, I got a daughter, I'm like, "What is it?" And he goes, 66. It's order 66. I know. And I go, "You know what? You're right." And he gets all excited. So his mom goes, "Can we take some pictures?" So we took pictures and all this stuff. And the father came down, takes the son back up, and the mother, like, it just hits her, and she goes, and I mean, just thinking about it brings me back to it. She goes, "My son is on the spectrum, and you're the first stranger he's ever talked to."
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I'm like, oh my God,
Very cool.
that's like motivation enough to do this forever. Like, you know, crazy. And so, you know, she messaged me on Instagram after, and I have to do it now that summer's coming up. I told her, I'm like, and this isn't an invitation for me to do it to everybody, but he likes red and black, and I'm going to take one of my BOBA Jett helmets that I didn't put together. That's an older one, but I'm going to paint it up red and black, and I'm going to ship. I told her, I said, if you just pay for the shipping, I'll pay for the everything else and put it together for you and put the time into it. So he's going to have a red and black helmet, and maybe I can get a picture of him receiving it or something. We can share that down the road when the season starts. But
very cool,
crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
Awesome story. You showed us another helmet before the show started.
Some of the Syracuse. So let's show everybody some of the Origin ones from back in the day. I'm gonna put you full screen, Boba.
All right. So you're gonna have to, again, you got the interior here, but
Yeah.
So this, I'm a Syracuse orange right there. So this was 44 is so Cuse on the back. 44 is the Syracuse famous number that worn by Jim Brown and Floyd Little and Ernie Davis. Actually, Ernie Davis, who, if you watch the movie The Express, you learn a lot about. He actually never played it down in the NFL. He actually died of leukemia. Interesting ties.
Wow, there you go.
So, but I am a Syracuse fan, and the Orange Mandalorian actually came into play years ago. God, the original one was this awful plastic rubberized helmet. But yeah, so that was I don't do that one anymore. The only thing I do with any Mandalorian stuff is the Jets now. But the Orange Mandalorian does exist on, I think, Twitter. I don't know. I haven't logged in on that in a million years. But yeah, that's
Somebody actually just referenced it in the chat. They said the Orange Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Very cool. And they said that we could use a Boba Ranger.
Yeah, they're probably from Syracuse. So sorry for tearing up. I'm still thinking about the cool thing about that kid. But actually, Carmelo Anthony, I've got a Carmelo Anthony basketball, which is awesome. Jerry McNamara and the guys right back here. You can see this poster on the wall. And actually, not to make my wife famous, but I got engaged. This is actually really cool. I gotta pull this down for you. I don't know if you can see this, but this picture right here, right here. So legendary coach Jim Boeheim.
Oh wow!
Gave me. There's a video of this I could share with you later. I could throw it in the link, but this is wearing out. But
oh shoot! Does that say "Will you marry me" on the basketball?
I asked my wife. So Jim Boeheim, Coach Jerry McNamara, Mike Hopkins, and it's up here. It's been up here for years. It's just, you know, the reason I do everything is for my family, you know, and that extends to people like yourselves. Friends become family. But yeah, Jim Boeheim during a practice at the Dome, December 18th of 2013. I'd been dating my wife since October 7th. I'm weird with dates. And so I knew everything I needed to know. I basically worked out with Jim, his late assistant who passed from cancer after the fact, a few years after. She had organized basically Jim to autograph this ball. The whole team came together. I got it all on video. It's super cool. Got like probably 3,500 hits. Went Syracuse viral. But yeah, so he blows the whistle. It was we're sitting there at a private practice. I knew Coach Hopkins from some charity events up here. Blows the whistle. Everybody comes in. You got now my wife's 5 foot, right? Mm-hmm. I'm 5'9" if I'm lucky now, 5'9.5" if I'm lucky. And all these guys are like 17 feet tall. I don't know if you can see the one photo right there. Probably too small, but but my wife's standing next to a 7-foot guy, and she's 5 foot. And so Jim goes, and Jim's kind of talks like this, and he's funny as hell. And he goes, hey, he goes, here. He gives me the ball to give to my wife, my then girlfriend. And I'm like, hey. And she looks at it, and she's spinning the ball. And she looks at them and looks at me and looks up and goes and reads it. And you can see her left foot heel raise up, like kind of this like little like moment, And I asked her. And so that's how I got engaged to my wife. So
that's a cool engagement story. Awesome.
Yeah. Kind of crazy, man. But,
hell yeah. Let's go. That's hey. That's
kind of nuts.
Look, we got Yeti inside here, and he's a big Syracuse fan. He literally was like,
right.
Holy shit. This is what he said.
I guess so.
Awesome. I actually
Man.
kind of want to try to find the link. Maybe I can text it to you. You can put it up, and everybody can kind of chill and see it. Be kind of fun. But while I'm looking for that, why don't you? You got anything else on your mind? What are you thinking about?
Yeah. So right now, what we would like to do is, I think we should get into spinning the wheel. We do have a raffle that we had. I mean, we're gonna have 2 winners tonight. This was the Just for a Wide April raffle. $4.99 gifted memberships and super chats per raffle per entry. You could either win the Garrett Wilson New York Jets, pretty cool player plaque, and the brand new men's new era green and white New York 2026 draft hat. It was awesome hat, by the way. Like I think this hat should be the hat for the rest of them drafting, because it is a really neat hat. So but yeah, but let's get into it. Snowball, okay. Are we putting some are you getting like some real cool music into this that won't get us like copywritten? Or
I'll put some music on and we'll get this going. I have this loaded up, so we might as well just play it. All right, so come on, play music. There you go. All right. So we got some heavy metal music playing, and Boba Jett, if you could pick a number between 1 and 5, that would help us out.
It's got to be number 3. That was my baseball number.
All right.
3.
So number 3, we're going to head over to the wheel. We're going to shuffle it 3 times. So we got once, twice, and 3 times. So the names are all shuffled up, and the first spin is going to be for the draft cap. So hopefully everyone who threw in a super chat or gifted memberships or whatever is here to see this. We will get in contact with you, or if you're watching, you can hit us up. And here we go. We're going to spin the wheel the first time, and we'll get the winner of the hat. So here we go. The winner of the hat is Dano.
Shout out to Dano.
Wins the draft cap. That's easy. He can text me.
Yep.
All right. So we'll take Dano out of the mix now.
And you know what's funny about that? He was wanting that hat. He kept talking about the hat. So shout out to Dano on winning that. That's pretty awesome.
He's got the hat, and we'll shuffle it up again. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll spin for the Garrett Wilson plaque. And the winner of the Garrett Wilson plaque is... Mother effing Chew.
Congratulations on that.
Very cool. So, Mother effing Chew, I think he's in the Discord, so we can definitely get in contact with him. So, all right.
Most definitely.
I will get rid of this music so that congratulations to Dano and Mother effing Chew on winning those prizes. That was awesome. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing this and bring us back.
Snowball, I just texted you that video. I don't know if you can do this on the spot like this, if there's a way to load this and whatever, but at 2:33 is when the Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim walks across the court to hand me the ball. So this really happened. I don't know if you could do this. I don't know. If we could do it at a later date if it's too crazy, but not to.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on my phone, and I'm trying to see if I can get the link to work.
Yeah, you'd have to fast forward it to like 2:33 to make it actually work. But
can you guys see my screen?
Oh yeah,
here you go. Here it is.
So I turned off the music. There is no music on here because of the music.
So if you fast forward to 2:33, the music goes off. So there's no music. If you just go to all the other stuff is like.
Oh, I have to see the beginning of it.
All right. There's a song by Train, "Marry Me." You probably heard it. You know. Anyway, so that's playing in the background. This is my stepson. This is me at 40, people. This is my wife at 26. Hey,
young Boba. Young Boba.
You know, and so yeah, super. You know, I mean, I don't think I look 53. You know, when I was 50,
you definitely don't.
So this kid is a rock star. He just graduated ESF. He just got a job making $65,000 a year.
Cool,
awesome kid. You know, but this was like one of our first dates. So I threw this together for my wife. This is before I wore facial hair, any scruff or anything. She's like, "You look like a freaking nerd." So you got to be honest, right? This is Skinny Atlas Lake, kind of cool. This was this was like my birthday 100 years ago, and yeah, it's funny when you know, you start hanging out and you realize you found the right person. I had an ex-wife, not that everybody needs to know this, but you know, we each hit. Oh, look at that!
See that?
Hell yeah, let's go.
We're in early, brother.
She's a keeper.
We're in early, and you know, and that's my stepson. Great kid. He's my son. He's been anybody that has children that they married into. You know, I don't know if there's any women on the channel. Awesome, but
we do.
Guys that took on this was incredible. We had just, you know, we'd go to the games, center court, great things. There's Ernie Davis, the late Ernie Davis, number 44. And, you know, look at this. So pause this for once, or you don't have to pause it, but see this picture? So I'm walking in to the game and they're like, "Oh, the student section's over there." And I'm like, did they really just say, you know? So here's me. I took Steven the day before. Let's pause this for 10 seconds here. So the day before, I took Steven in because I wanted him to be part of it. You know, in essence, I'm not asking her dad. I'm asking her son. Her son, can I marry? You know, are you cool with me marrying your mom? You know, and he hugged me, and
oh, that's awesome.
That's so nice.
It's on, man. It's on. You know, and I said, well, listen. I go, I need your help. I need your help. I need you to go with me to meet the coach so we can get this basketball signed. And wrote, "Will you marry me?" I'm like, I'm going to drop you off, you know, and at grandma's and all this stuff. And so he ends up, it was awesome. I mean, he ends up going through this whole thing with me. I wanted him to be a big part of it. And so here it is. We're on Marshall Street, which is the main college street where the dorm is. And now, mind you, she's got her RN class shortly after this. And so we're rushing up to the dome to go to this practice. She thinks Coach Hopkins organized this thing. She has no idea what's happening. Hammer it out.
All right.
So resume. So we're eating some Chili's. So you can now in a second when you start to see the coach walk, you can go to audio. So in a second, hang on. So she thinks it's a pre-practice prayer. It's not. And hit play. Okay, hang on. You can do it right now. Should be no more music. All right. There's coach. Watch the left foot. Watch her left foot.
How you guys doing?
Good.
She has no idea what the hell's going on. These guys are like 9'6". They're like 200,000 feet tall. Your foot. Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
Oh,
She didn't even look at the ring. Didn't even look at the ring at this point. She's like, "What did you do?" You can't hear her, but she goes, "Holy shit!"
Oh, you see it? No, you saw it. You saw it.
Holy shit! And so, coach is awesome. I didn't ask him to take a picture, but he goes, "Hey, let's take a picture." So as soon as we all get together in the group, you're gonna want to hit mute it. So anyway, if you pause it when the group gets together here, pause it right there. Bam.
oh my God!
All right.
Look at the height difference.
Yeah. So there's my wife, obviously in the center. To the right over here, see the guy in the orange shirt all the way to the right with the basketball?
Yeah.
His name was Reese. And behind him is the current SU head coach, Jerry McNamara, right there on the right. And then to the right behind him with his hands on his shoulder, that's Coach Hopkins, Mike Hopkins, who coached for the Huskies. So, and all these guys, I mean, some of these guys are in the NBA. Just what a great experience. And, you know, my wife's a little peanut, and it's kind of a great little moment in life, you know? So I'm all into sports. I'm trying to get her to this level with the Jets, though. That's the next challenge.
Oh yeah. Hey,
You'll do it.
Boba, this is kind of reminded me on how BG must feel like when he's around all of us all the time. Shout out to my guy Boy Green, just breaking his balls.
Nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
we've been breaking his balls the entire time since we've been back, man. So shout out to BG. It's been great. There is a question that we have started for you, and it states this. It's from our guy Oscar, and Oscar asks, Boba, when did you first show your wife the helmet?
Oh, good Lord. I waited till I was married, right? It was not
Very
the
good.
first date.
Please,
What's the first thing?
how did it happen? Like, walk us through it. Like, did you just come out and like, hey, by the way,
Okay, I'm gonna keep it clean, innuendo. I basically, you know, said, hey, I'm a season ticket holder. This is what I'm doing, and she was actually very supportive and thought it was cool. So, but
Very cool.
good question though. I like the humor.
Can we bring somebody on, Johnny?
yes.
Yeah, let's take
So
some questions
Boba,
and start talking.
we have a guy that is another super fan. He tends to look like the old defensive coach that the New York Jets had here before in the past. A lot of people give him shit, but you know, he's a good guy. I've always enjoyed his insight. So let's go right ahead and bring him on. Our ex-defensive coach, Coach Ulbrich, in the building. What's going on, Coach?
Fellas, how are you?
Nice.
What's up, Coach?
Great stories. Loved them.
Awesome.
Heartfelt, amazing, good stuff. Wholesome.
I hope it's not boring. You know, it's a different twist on football. You know, I guess in sports fans and life. I guess.
Well, I mean, this is right now what we're trying to do. We want everybody to get a little bit of an insight of super fan Boba Jett, because, dude, you are seen. Like, we watch the game and they'll pan to you and you're there, right? So, like, to be able to have you here on the show and everybody to kind of know you is what we're trying to put out there for everybody to know, and just understand that even under the mask, you are a genuine good person, man. Like, and I'm not trying to say any of that shit because you're right in front of me and all of that, but it's the truth. Like, I lie to you guys not. Every single person that stopped to ask a picture, he would do it, and he would talk about literally would talk about this, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, constantly letting them about the awareness, and the amount of people that were like so receptive to it was huge. And dude, and he's not asking people to be like, oh, give me $100. No, he was like, dude, $1, and he goes, if I could get 800 people just donate $1, or however the amount of people that are here, it would be huge. But I just think just the fact that he talks about and giving awareness is huge, man. So that's awesome, Boba, that you what you're doing in regards to that as well. So, but Coach, what's on your mind? What's going on? Let's
So this picture here in the back, that's my son and I on the Jets app. So if you're going to buy season tickets, which I don't suggest you do until next year, this kid, I wouldn't have met my wife if it wasn't for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
That's awesome.
I was doing half marathons for team and training for years, just living life. And after the San Francisco half marathon, I'm in a hotel bar. It's Sunday. It's after the 8 a.m. race. Jets are playing the Raiders. And I rolled up to the bar and I said, the Jets are going to beat the effing Raiders. And my wife says, I hate the Raiders. And I said, can I buy you a drink? And she had a drink in her hand. And that was the start of our football love story. And she's a Niner fan, diehard.
Wow.
And we made a Jets fan. And
Wow.
yeah, so thank you, Team in Training and Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. They do really great work. So anyone out there that is looking to get healthy and make a difference in your community, go check them out. It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Wow. What are the chances, right? Like it's very, very like, it's awesome, man. And shout out to this entire community and what everybody's doing. So that's and thank you, Coach, for sharing that with us as well, man. So
That's
so
awesome.
Coach,
that's a great picture too, by the way.
It really is.
It's sick.
The Jets took it. It's on their website. I actually I have a couple really great shots of us at games. A buddy of mine knows the photographer, so he'll come up to me and take shots and then text them to me later. And they've used my photo. I was up on a billboard in London when you were there for that Denver game.
Yeah. I've seen that picture before. Heck yeah.
Yeah. We're connected on social media. I think you've commented on that specific photo. Claudio sent it to me. He was out there with the Gotham crew.
Okay. Yeah. It really, I would encourage anybody. I mean, I don't think there's a super fan that I know of. I mean, there's no, I mean, people don't do this for any egotistical reason. I mean, there's things that drive us. I mean, I had I don't want to get off on a tangent and stuff. I mean, I don't know if you guys, there's a gentleman, there were two police officers, and I didn't really publicly make too much of this, but there were two, there was a Syracuse police officer and an Onondaga County sheriff that were killed. 6 doors down from me, they were shot, and one of them died instantly, but they were evacuated to my front yard. This was April 14th of 2024 at about 7:50 at night. And that was intense, right? Tucking the family in, getting ready for bed and all that. And when you look at your life, Coach, like you're saying, there's things that bring you where you are, and I would encourage everybody not to be like a philosopher and stuff, but like, it's weird. An event like that happens and you've got 200 cops in your front yard. You come out, you think it's a criminal that just got shot, but it's actually 2 police officers, one that's got 3 kids, and you're out there and you're like, this just happened. Like, what is happening? There's the extra 5 minutes that you get stuck in traffic, the time when you're at the grocery store and the lady next to you drops a jar of pickles and they blow up and they get all over your suit, and it ruins your suit or your nice shoes, or something happens and you end up going to the dry cleaner 3 days later or the next day, and all of a sudden you meet somebody there. It reminds me of probably about 10 years before my dad, more than that, it was like 91 actually. My dad was in church. This is back when the little kid Ryan White. I don't know if you guys remember. Ryan White was like the face of AIDS charities. And my dad, we were going to church and we were hugging all these people that had AIDS and, that were dying. They didn't have a cure at that point or any way to slow it down. And we went there to show them some love. And, I'm a kid and my dad saw this guy in this all painter's outfit and he ends up giving this guy, he comes up to me, he was going to give him like $100. And my dad had some success in business and he used to go to the church and he'd give a couple $100 away to a couple people that looked like they were in need. And the guy goes, Ron, I'm good. Well, he's like, no, it's okay. He goes, and so they end up walking out and the guy goes, Ron, come here. He learned my dad's name. He's like, Ron, come here. He's like, my name's Ed. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, he walks over to this like Mercedes. It's like wicked nice. He and my father end up meeting this other guy. They all get together. They gave tens of millions of dollars away over the next 20 years to people and charities. Don't look at life as sucking. Maybe that's why I'm a Jet fan. I don't know. I'm an optimist, right? But don't look at stubbing your toe or breaking your foot or like you went on your marathon. You got a kid because of that, man. That's amazing. When you surrender to just letting shit happen, I mean, obviously try to control your destiny, but man, just be cool.
Yeah.
Just be cool to people. It's amazing how you might, I mean, Frank West, man, he's a good friend of mine. He was busting my balls hard when I started this BOBA Jett thing. Eddie, the Jetalorian, dude, he could have been like, F you, dude. I'm doing it. You know what? He's got super cool helmets. I mean, just, if you're just cool to each other, man,
it takes way less effort to be nice to people than it does to be hateful to someone.
Yeah.
So,
Coach, I want to know where you got that hat, man. That hat is sick. That is sweet.
Probably on one of my many a trip. I'm in California, so when you say drop 200 on a Jets game, I'm like, oh, don't I wish.
Right.
200 on a Jets game. That sounds
talking
like
food.
a dream come true. But I go on shopping sprees. My son and I, every time we're back on the East Coast, we'll drive around to like department stores and wherever, and I'm just like, until the suitcase is full, and then I'll buy another suitcase because you can't find anything like that out here. So probably on one of those trips.
Even in Syracuse, it's all freaking Bills crap, man.
Horrendous.
It's awful.
So we have another person in the back who wants to come in really quickly. Coach, any final parting words or any thoughts?
I'll give you one Jets thing, and then to your point of, if you're not feeling good or you're not doing well or you're looking for something in your life, I've always found going and helping somebody else is a really great opportunity to start feeling better yourself. My personal take on that is, if you're not doing so good or you're not sure or whatever, just go find somebody to help. Things will look up for you. I believe it. All right, so Jets take.
Love it. I love it.
All right, we had a really good free agent class, a really good draft so far, right? I like the undrafted guys we signed. My gut is maybe a long snapper, and I'm shivering to say that, or a kicker make it. But those would be the only two spots I see on the roster. I still think we have a huge needed inside linebacker. I think if we have an injury to Demario Davis, we're in a little bit of trouble. I think Sherwood calling the defense or Micah Fitzpatrick calling the defense is not a great thing for our team. I still think we're a wide receiver short. From a depth perspective, I think injuries could still happen or likely to happen. And we all know quarterback's a need. So when I think of those three positions, I don't think we can solve the quarterback thing this year. I can accept that. Inside linebacker and wide receiver, I have some expectations coming here that we see a vet signing or something happens.
So,
yeah, I mean, I think for us, we're at the draft. We're all like dude, these linebackers are dropping. Like, why the hell are we not picking them up? Why are we not picking them up? But I had some time to look at some of the linebackers that are out there right now. There's still some out there that you could get. I mean, I like the kid Bush, as they're super still young, right? He's another one. Would you take a swing on Milano? Milano's out there as well. So there is a couple of guys that are out there. You know,
What was his injury? What was his injury though?
his back, and that's what I was gonna say.
Milano.
That's one of the ones that worries me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The kid from the Bears, Okerber, whatever his name is, he's another one that's out there. But coach, did you see us
Oh yeah, I saw you.
on the draft?
Not only did I see you, but Snowball will like this. With the 32nd pick in the 2027 NFL draft, the New York Jets select. I was helping him out during
yes,
the draft.
he was my West Coast correspondent.
That's great.
Yeah. When we were on, he was helping us out. Yes. I want to chant along.
Listen to how this picks up steam as we're doing this. More and more people are coming over.
Luby is losing it.
Watch Luby.
Yeah, it was so awesome, so awesome, man. But coach,
I'm glad you guys had fun.
I appreciate you, man. I thank you so much for always being so supportive and coming on to the show. Awesome story that you shared too as well, man. So that is great. So, coach,
Let us know when you're coming out for a game. Okay.
Oh, you know it. I have my spreadsheet ready to go. As soon as they drop the schedule, I'll be booking hotels.
Coach,
All right.
so one of the games that I think a lot of people are starting to really circle is the Tennessee game. So just letting you know, because I think that might be one of the games that I think I'm going to go, and there's already a whole bunch of other people that are talking about going to this game. So
it's on my list. I'll be at Arizona and I'll be at LA since it's so easy to get there. But you know, I catch 4 or 5 games a year.
hell yeah.
Right.
Hopefully we'll see you
Hit
fellas.
me up on Insta, man. I'd love to grab a pic, you know?
Yeah.
You know it.
Awesome.
Later, coach.
Very
All right,
cool.
see you fellas.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Hey, have you ever thought of, man, I wonder who has like the most awesome mustache ever, right? I think I got somebody that has that covered for you. So let's bring him on. Our guy, Thunderlips, is in the
There we
building.
go. Very nice. Very nice.
What's going on, brother?
Dude, I just told my wife yesterday, I'm shaving it this weekend. I may shave it.
Don't do
Yeah.
it, man. You might
Dude,
lose your powers.
I'm not Aaron Glenn. Dude, I touch it all the time. I'm consistently, and I think it's losing hair because I play with it so much.
Before you shave it, I did this in college once with half my facial hair. Shave half of it and see if she notices. See how long it takes her to notice. Oh shit, she probably just heard it.
She's sitting right. Yeah, she's sitting right. We're having a fire. My
That's awesome.
yeah, my 14-year-old is out here. We're just doing like marshmallows and shit like that. But dude, Snow Boy, Johnny Boy, Boba Fett. You know, I never seen you before. Boba Jett. That's a cool mask. I was on before, just watching and shit like that.
Appreciate
Before I was
it.
hanging out with the fam. Oh yeah, I mean, very cool. You know, it's almost like it's like a memorabilia piece too. You know.
I'm working on trademarking the copyright in the Win Is the Way. I can just it's probably going to be the things that nightmares are made of because Disney's going to be like cease and desist.
Yeah.
You know, win is the way. This is the way. I don't know. We'll see how that works.
Well, I had a couple of dude like all the draft content, Johnny. That I'm so glad that you had a great time. It seemed like a blast. You know what I mean? Like I wish I got to talk to you more when you FaceTime me. You know what I mean with BG and shit like that. But
Dude, so the reception inside there was so bad, bro. Like it was, and then it just was like, as soon as we got closer into the draft, it's like your reception started to go to the fritz. It was wild, man. Like, so I don't know, is it because like they don't want us to put out who's getting drafted right before it goes on the television, you know.
Yeah. Dude, I turned notifications off, I think like 4 years ago. Like like I hate that shit. Like on Twitter, when you get like a notification from someone like who's getting drafted and you're watching it live, you know. But I have a couple things I want to say. But
Yeah.
The first thing that's on my mind, I'm going to send you a picture of this later. So you know, the whole Asmaniac tournament and ISU won, and he's getting a Nick Mangold jersey. So in 2022, I went to a Jets game and they gave out cups with Nick Mangold on it. And Jordan, who's 14, he was 10 then, and he was drinking out of it the next day. And he's like, "Who is this guy? Is he dead?" And I took a picture of him drinking out of it and put it on Twitter and tagged Nick Mangold and just wrote exactly what he said. And he replied back, and he's like, "Nope, I'm not dead yet." You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was it's just like, I was thinking about it, and I couldn't find the post, and my wife went on, you know, she's more technology, and it's just very like somber, you know what I mean? Like a foreshadowing a thing. And it was so cool that he replied back, because it was like an innocent thing, you know what I mean? And I replied back to him like, "Dude, you're my favorite, even though," and I was like, "Even though you're alive," and shit like that. Like, just like, you know, back then you're just joking around, and it just sucks that he's gone, you know.
But
Yeah, if you haven't had his barbecue sauce, I'm sure his family's still getting the, you know, still doing that business. I would hope anyway, and support that, man. That not only is it great sauce, but that was a passion of his.
I know, yeah. I remember all the posts he put about it, and his icon with Wicket, you know what I mean, like from Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Warwick Davis. But yeah, well, all right. Well, another thing I want to say to get away from a weird, somber thing I was saying. So you're talking about, you know, the super Lou B, the Super Jets fan, bro. Johnny, I retire from the military next year in July 1st.
awesome.
All right, dude, get the fuck away from me. This is what you have when you have a teenager. He's whatever.
Bro, Dad, you not here?
Come on. Shh. So I was thinking next July for my retirement party, it'd be cool to have like a meetup in Virginia. If I don't even know if that'd be a thing, if people would want to like come to Virginia to do like a meetup or whatever, but it'd be cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It'd be 26 years in the military and fucking, you know, go to one of the bars and shit like that over there, the New Realm Brewery over at Virginia Beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We could try to set something up. That's cool. So like once I get everything situated, I mean, you know, with all my billion kids that I have over here and all of that, because I want you to come over so we could fish and the whole nine.
Yeah.
You bring your kids and everything as well, and we'll throw some stuff on the grill.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for your service too, man.
Oh yeah, my pleasure, man.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's crazy that it's already like that. And I know we were talking about this already last time that you were over, and I know you were teetering between it, you know, so you're really going with it. You're
Oh yeah. So I mean, Jordan, bring it in. Get going. Sorry, he broke a plate before, and you.
Hey, we're as a guy that spends a lot of time on virtual video. Post COVID, this stuff happens, man. I'll be in the middle of a business meeting, and like people be like, "Where's your dog, dude? We don't want to talk business." My freaking lab comes in, knocks me over.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, so Johnny, I picked up the next rank, and I declined it, but it was a big thing that I had to put it in a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? So
once you get the rank, you have to stay in longer. You mean?
Yeah. So I picked up. I've been in, like I said, over 25 years. So I came in as an E1, but picking up 04 because I'm an officer now. You have to do 3 years. So it's either I retire next July, or I do 3 years from like, love you too, buddy, or I do 3 years from like 2 weeks ago. I don't have it in me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So because I was a FMF corpsman with the Marines, so I did the whole OIF, Operation Iraqi Freedom and shit like that. So it's like, in my mind, I'm looking at what's going on right now, and I feel like I dodged a bullet with my multiple deployments when I was younger, and I don't want to do it now because I'm still in the medical field. So it's like I would still go with the Marines, So I'm just
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
There's Lou.
Dude, Lou's fucking awesome, man. Like when he calls it, like he seems like such a chill dude, man.
He
It really is.
So you obviously outranked my dad. My dad was a first sergeant. You'll laugh at this. He was in the 50s, and he was a admiral's aide for like maybe a couple months, and the guys were ripping on him so bad. The I think what is it, the chrome helmets or something like that. Okay. And he got ripped on so bad that he was like he walked away from, he like resigned that opportunity or whatever. And I always asked him, do you ever regret anything about that? He's like, he goes, it could have led to some interesting things, but I definitely shout out, man, for being in the Corps for so long. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Navy.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, it's
all together, man.
It was fun, man. It's like, it's just, honestly, it's a job, and then if you have a good spouse, if you have a good wife and the kids and shit like that, it's like that's really what it's all about. Like, and that's with any job, right? You leave work and you go home to your family, and that's like your number one priority is like taking care of your family. So, someone told me years ago, when they're working late, you're staying there till like 9 o'clock at night. Someone told me, they said, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, the only person that's going to remember you working hard and working late is your family. Your coworkers are never going to remember that. Your family is going to remember you not being there. So that resonated with me. So not that
it's Friday night. If she's still within earshot, man, I think somebody's getting lucky tonight. So
came out. Well, that's all the time. I don't have to say shit like.
I know, dude. It's true. No, it's true though. That's.
I mean, why do you think he has that mustache?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, I'm going. She just came out. She heard you say that. She goes, I'm going inside.
To get ready.
No, she's getting ready.
So when you were talking about your favorites Jets moment earlier, so I got married. I don't know if I told you this, Johnny. I remember I told Jake, like, when I first started to call in. I got married at MacArthur Airport on Long Island in the fucking, like, it was like the Holiday Inn, like right next to the MacArthur Airport. December 29th, 2002. That's when the Jets played Green Bay, the last game of the season, and that we won. That was the last time we won the AFC Championship.
That's awesome.
So I got married during that game, and my dad, like, there's a bar obviously there, and my dad's like, pointing to his fucking wrist as I'm like saying my vows. You know what I mean? So like right after I got married, I like went to the bar with my dad, and we're watching the game, and like you hear them fucking going nuts because Miami's playing fucking New England, and my brother-in-law came up to me and he's like, dude, I don't think Carrie's happy that you're watching the game with your dad. And I was like, bro, she knows what's up. I've been a Jets fan like way longer. You know what I mean? Like, she knows that I'm a huge Jets fan. It's like, it was a great experience, like being married. And I had opportunity to go to that game, and I declined since I was getting married that day. But watching that game with my dad, like at the, during my wedding night, and that, it's just nuts to me that was the last time that we won our division. Insane. It's been so long, and I'm like, I feel so old because I've been married. That was the day I got married. It's fucking crazy.
You reminded me of that's awesome, dude. The fact that, like, how cool is it that football brings families together, sons and daughters, and like, it would actually be interesting to hear, you guys have, I'm sure, other stories with family members and stuff. And to tie this into the leukemia thing, I remember my dad couldn't eat, everything tasted like aluminum for like a year and a half. And so he didn't eat. He ate through a food tube. And the first, I actually, my phone's a little slow here, but I'm looking for this one picture, man. My father and I know I got it here. This is insane. I'm going to put it, where the hell are you? Oh yeah, right here, dude. All right, you ready for this, guys? So this is Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, can you see that okay?
Yeah, we
Hold
can
on,
see it.
let me bring you up full solo layout.
That is the first real chicken wing my father had in like 2 years after we were watching the Bills Jets game. That's me with a Sanchez jersey on.
Yeah.
Hell
But
yeah.
he didn't look great, you know. He's weak and all that, but man, I'll tell you, football brings you together, and it's the greatest gift, man. The camaraderie we have. I mean,
Boba, I probably talk about it all the time when I'm asked. Like, somebody's always asking me, like, hey, you know, who would be the person that you would want to, you know, watch it with? And I always say my dad. And I mean, Snowball knows, like, it's always my pops. I'm always like my dad. Like, even with this draft, I asked my father, I said, Dad, yo, come with me. And he's like, I can't take off of work right now. I'm like, man, fuck that. When is this ever going to happen again?
Yep.
You know, and he was that close. He was that close. But he was
all your dads though were Jet fans, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
See, my dad being a Bills fan and him being from Buffalo was interesting because we would bust balls, but my father taught me a lesson. I think this actually, and not to, you know, and my mom taught me a lot too, but you know, my parents, my dad especially though, with kind of, you know, there's ball busting and there's fun and stuff, but he used to always, you know, his team used to kick our team's ass. It just happened. And he'd be like, you know, son, it was a good game though. It was a good game. And, you know, and it kind of, you know, instead of like, you suck, you know, it's like, but of course, when we won, I would go and I would take a banner and I would staple it to his front porch as an adult. And I'd leave a Jets mug there with a Jets tie in it. Be like, you gotta wear this the whole week at work, and you know.
So how did you become a Jets fan if your dad was a Bills fan?
It really, it's like I was telling these guys earlier today. I was watching. Everybody was a Dallas fan when I was a kid, you know, and my dad was a Bills fan. I actually grew up with my mom. My parents got divorced when I was like 5, but I got close with my dad as an adult. So, but we used to bust balls. I mean, we only lived probably 15 miles away from each other, but our thing was kind of movies, not so much football and baseball. You know, I played baseball a couple years in college, and you realize that kids that can't read are hitting the ball 450,000 yards. And I'm kidding, but there's like guys that are 6'5", and I've never hit a home run. You got shortstops hitting 30 bombs a year. And anyway, but yeah, he and I started watching football probably about 10, 15 years before he passed, on a regular basis and stuff. And it's interesting though, you know, but I love to hear the multi-generational Jet fans. You know, I feel bad for the one kid there that's so down on the Jets. He's like, damn, you know, F this team or whatever the hell he said.
I was born into this.
I was born into this shit.
Yeah. My 21-year-old, his earliest, I asked him one time, what's your earliest memory as a Jets, you know, watching the Jets?
Yeah.
Said the Jets, the game that the Jets beat the Patriots in overtime when they fucked the coin toss up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like that was the Ryan Fitzpatrick. No, that was when Ryan Fitzpatrick played for the Bills. No. That was with us. But Bills beat us the next week and we missed the playoffs.
There's, you know, the weird thing about being a Jet fan, though, is being a Jet fan in the last 15 years, since we have not made the playoffs, it honestly, and it just popped into my head, it's like playing golf, right? Like being a scratch golfer, you know? It takes, you know, like the shitstorm. Everybody remembers that game with, you know, you got freaking Rodgers coming in, first game and all this stuff. And then Zach Wilson comes in and does this amazing thing, and then we win the game at the end of the game with this run back, and it's like, that's a magic. That's like a hole in one, dude. You golfed like, you know, 75 over par, and you had a shitty ass round, but you hit like a 65-yard putt, and you're like, or chipped it in for like 106 yards, and you're like, yeah.
We're not talking about, dude. I remember like after that game, I remember like analysts on ESPN saying the Jets are gonna make the They have grit. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Like, you remember that game, man? Like, you know, Garrett Wilson made an amazing tip ball to himself, and then we had a punt return. You know what I mean? It's like, it's gonna happen. Like, we are gonna be good. Like, I'm telling you, like, if it's Aaron Glenn or if it's the next coach, we're getting players in here. We have to believe it. This has been such like an anomaly of this long, right? Like, even when
it'd be so much sweeter, dude.
But even in the early 2000s, like with Chad Pennington, it was like wild card, no playoffs. Wild card, you know. Like, I remember when my oldest taking him to, like, you know, like a Buffalo Wild Wings type of place when we played San Diego in the playoffs. And it's like, you know, you just have fun. But it was like every other year it felt like. This is just nuts.
They keep teasing us, you know. You're down in the dumps, and then you're going to get a glimmer of hope somewhere. You know, every once in a while there's a sparkle. So,
yeah,
it'll happen. Hopefully in our lifetime, it'll happen.
It's going to happen.
Close. We're getting close.
It has to. I mean, law of averages. I mean, you know.
So when you were saying that your dad was a Bills fan, but you're a Jets fan, my dad's a Mets. My dad grew up in Queens, and he's Mets, Jets. I know. The only thing that we differ on is baseball. I'm a Yankees fan because, you know, when I grew up, it was Buck Showalter, and then like all my friends were Yankees fans, so I was a Yankee fan. So I have a small group that are actually Yankees, Jets, which is not the norm, as Johnny knows.
No, it's not. But
it's a snowball, I'm sure.
Weird family stuff too. My dad was a White Sox fan for some weird reason. My brother was a Red Sox fan. I grew up kind of just liking to watch the Yankees. I didn't pay attention too much because I played baseball, so I didn't have much time to watch it, right? So I would like kind of was a Yankees fan, but then I moved. I lived in Pittsburgh for 3 years. And when you can sit behind, you can go to 30 to 60 games a year for like 85 cents in Pittsburgh. And then Sammy Sosa and freaking Mark McGwire come in. I sat in the stands for $20 a pop.
Hell yeah.
Watching these guys hitting bomb after bomb after bomb during practice, man. And you were just like, during batting practice, it was the greatest thing. It was the greatest thing on earth to watch that. And Jason Kendall was like my favorite player. He was a catcher. And so I kind of going to Pittsburgh for this thing, man. I don't know if I told you about that, but I've never been in that new stadium. I moved right before that stadium was built.
I have to admit, Pittsburgh, it's a beautiful city. Like, it really is. It's a really beautiful city. All of the stuff that they got out there, I was impressed by it, you know, and I had a great time, man. It was awesome. And to be able to share it with all of you guys, with the community too, is what we were trying to do as well. So you guys could feel kind of being part of it. It was awesome. It was awesome. Like, I mean, you know, Thunder will tell you, I was texting him everything. Like, I was texting him pictures like constantly, you know. So,
dude,
and how many times did I ask you? I asked you, even like that week of, I was like, dude, just fucking.
Well, because I'm a medical provider, so they schedule my patients they just put the schedule out for June. Like, that's when I have to take off. Like, even if I have a medical appointment for myself, I have to put it out this far in advance. It's fucking stupid. It's, you know.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, my wife's the same way. She works like 10 days a month, and then in the summer, like, she puts in her summer schedule in January. Like, what the hell?
So, not to get on a weird point, I'm sorry that your dad passed, and
no, it's cool, dude.
So I had cancer, and you know, sports brings you together, and you know, besides getting married and like the birth of my children, my top memory, and it's sports. My oldest, when he was in baseball, and I was in chemo, and the first day that I could go outside because my white blood cell count was high enough where I could actually go outside safely, so I couldn't get sick. Right.
Scary.
So he had a baseball game, and I looked like fucking Uncle Fester, man, bald, circles under my eyes. I was on steroids. Yeah. I mean, I probably weighed as much as I do now, but I'm just fat now. But anyway, so I went to his baseball game and like, he didn't even know I was there. And I went there, I sat in the stands, didn't even know any of the parents. He goes up to bat and hits his first fucking home run.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
So, and like it felt so good to see his face, like round the bases and like the joy in his face. Like, and it was like a candid moment as a dad. Like I will never forget that. It was so fucking cool. And that's why sports is great. And like the father and son bond with sports. And like, Johnny, I wish your dad went with you, man, because like,
yeah,
life's short, man. And it's like,
it's medicine for your soul that's still paying dividends, dude.
So
you still can go back to that moment in your and feel it.
I know my other kids are in travel ball and shit like that, and like, they're fucking amazing. They're so good. Yeah. Nothing compares to that one moment when I saw Tyler hit that home run. It was
awesome.
Fucking great, man. I love it. And I implore everyone that's a dad, we're all on electronics and shit like that, to just be involved and like go to the games and support the kids, and fucking like, you never know when that moment happens when you're always going to remember it. It's great.
Yeah. You were joking about your wife bugging out to get all gussied up or whatever, and my freaking so my daughter has practices. It's her first year in softball. She's 11 and she's a peanut, and she I'm trying to get her used to, not running like a little, trying to be cool and all this stuff. And so we went out on Thursday. They canceled practice because it rained. There was a little puddle there, and we're out and we're hitting the ball, and I'm, cheering her on, and her friend came with her, and they're both playing, and I'm teaching them all this stuff. And so we're in the car, and my wife leans over and she goes, we're going on a date on Saturday night. I go, yeah? She's like, yeah, Natalie's got a birthday party to go to. I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's like, it's not to be weird. She goes, well, it's kind of sexy. You were dadding it up. I go, really? It's like, shit, I'll do the dishes later too, dude. Like, I'm like, no, I do all that shit, but just kind of a funny thing. What men and women are a little different, but whatever.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I think his wife just threw his phone. Oh, there.
I was going to say.
Actually,
turn the lights out.
Yeah. Beast was calling me on Discord.
Nice.
Look, and Boba, just to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up, kind of a cool insight, right? So, Thunder, right? So we live in the same area, and Thunder's awesome. Okay, like he's a really, really good fucking person, and he saw me when I was all fucked up in the hospital.
Yeah,
that crazy shit. And
that was the first time I fucking met you too.
That was the first time he met me.
What a way to meet him.
Like,
hey, you look like shit. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, dude, he got me this that I've had it the entire time, dude. He got me this. He got me some puzzles to help me keep my head going, and he got me this blanket. And when I tell you, the blanket was the fucking like lifesaver, because I was so cold. I was cold because I was only on liquids, and
you probably dropped a decent amount of weight too during that time, I bet.
Did I like that? Yeah, I mean, he saw like I couldn't even
before. I remember you told me you lost so much weight.
You can lose like 15 or 20. I mean, you can lose a lot if you're not taking in salts and all that crap and eating the shit that we eat. I mean, that's like,
it's true. Yeah, I just was, and it's awesome. So when you say stuff like, this organization, this fan base, community, it really is such a tight knit community, which is awesome, So, and we got plans for this upcoming summer, and it's very soon. I mean, pretty soon. Come on over, come fish. His kids are gonna come fish. Throw some stuff.
What area are you guys in?
I'm in Virginia Beach.
Okay. Gee, I don't want to go to Virginia Beach now. My wife would actually be in on that. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll go. You go hang out with the guys. I'll sit on the beach."
Hey,
you go.
more than welcome. Man.
Literally, that's the exact conversation. You know,
Thunder's retirement
Beach
party.
is awesome, dude. John lives right on a fucking lake. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
His backyard is literally like, if you like fish, dude, I was like in heaven. When I went, dude, when I was there, I was like foaming at the mouth. I'm like, this is all I want. You know what I mean?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was the reason why we bought this, because
Yeah.
there's nothing like it. Like my daughter will be like, "Hey, Dad, let's go throw some lines in." And I'm like, "All right, let's go." You know, and you guys are right. Being there as much as you can is I'm always there. I mean, Snowball knows I could be tired as shit, but I will drag my ass to go to my kids' practice, and being able to see her, to just see her get better at what she's trying to do and all the practice and hard work that she puts into it. So like there's nothing like it, you know.
Johnny, this is the reason why we made this channel. When you really think about it, like what's happening tonight is exactly the reason why we made this channel. This channel was in the infancy. It was to bring fans together to talk about sports, and particularly to talk about the Jets, but to share like memories of games and, you know, your fandom and stuff like that. And it's amazing. And Boba, you are, I don't know how you view yourself as a fan, but you are a part of Jets history. That like, no, seriously, like but you are, because
Not the butt
like,
fumble. No, I'm just kidding.
you are a recognized figure in the Jets community, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people know you, and that was the reason why, again, we made this channel, was to get these types of people onto the show to share their stories, and for people to get to know them even more than they thought they did.
Snowball, I was just about to say that they might know me better now. Well, they might know me now. A lot of people you don't see in the middle of, you know, zipping through the parking lot or something like that, and you always feel bad if you don't, like, did I miss somebody? I mean, it only takes a second to perceive somebody like, oh, that dude's an ass, or you know what I mean, or this or that. And it's like, I told my wife when I met her, I will never intentionally do anything to hurt you or piss you off or upset you. It's not my purpose, right? I mean, if you give me shit energy, I'm gonna try to, you know, it's not in my nature to be a jerk, you know. But you know, at the same time, if you come after somebody, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not talking like tough guy or anything, but you know, I'll stand up for people that are getting bullied and shit. That's not cool. But you know, like I said earlier, just be a better person, man. 100 years, we're all dead. It's really that simple.
Yep.
You know,
we have a limited time on this marble, and do the good stuff, right? Stay away from the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Any parting words, Thunderlips?
Yes. Johnny, Snowball.
Yeah.
So specifically to Johnny, the hats I got you, I don't want any money for it. I want a Jets Worldwide shirt.
Oh, so all right.
That's the payment, and I will wear it when I call in. And the first time I actually called into this show was last year's draft, and I specifically remember sitting in this gazebo. Well, this is new, but in this area, and you asking me, who do you want in the second round? You know what I mean? And I said, I want the tight end Mason Taylor. Then I mentioned, you know, a couple other wide receivers that ended up sucking dick, but we got Mason Taylor. So anyway, I want a shirt. Long story short.
Johnny, I think you got to push back. If he shaves that bad boy, you got to get him to put a Band-Aid on there and write Jets Worldwide in a big, big mustache.
Oh, I was going to say right down the middle. Don't even shave the sides. Just take the middle out.
Yeah.
Hey, so Thunder. So I'll text you a little bit in a few, because I actually did get you something. So.
Oh shit! Well then, don't get me the shirt. Hey, you know what though? Like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go inside. But this is what the community is about. I'm actually grateful that I, you know, went out there and met you, bro. And like, I don't know, man. It's you know, there's all this stupid dramas and shit like that happen, which is like, you know, unnecessary shit. It's all about supporting one another. We all love the Jets. We're all human beings. Help each other out when you're in need. You know what I mean? And then become a family. You know what I mean? So with that being said, go Jets.
Will's cracking up.
Dude, that was
It's awesome.
Thunder. You're still in here. I was trying to show you it. Maybe he'll come back one
I don't know
day.
where he went.
I don't know.
He thinks he hung up.
Yep.
You
But
got any other callers or?
that is it
That's
for the
it.
night.
All
That
right.
is it for the night.
Nice.
So Boba, we bring you on. What's your thoughts? Like, so give us some. You gotta put the helmet back on. You gotta. I'm
right.
gonna let you go full screen to give you.
Hey,
all
I'm
the
not
parting
gonna
words.
lie, man. 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I'm
Yeah.
drinking freaking caffeine and water, man. I'm gonna wear Depends the next time I get on the show, and you're gonna see me going. Oh.
Hey. So the funny thing about this, we always credit ourselves as being the only content creators that are out there that do not take
Breaks.
breaks.
Awesome. Literally
All right.
sitting here like my freaking. I'm gonna have a hospitalization for my freaking bladder.
We
So
can
all right,
hold it with the best of them.
if I'm gonna sound well here, if I'm gonna sound decent, I gotta put these back in. Hang on.
There you go.
Do this. All right. Test. Can you hear me?
Yep.
We
All
got
right.
you.
Can you hear us?
Helmet's back on. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Ta-da! All
right.
Testing. All right, what's up?
So, can you take us out in the Boba Jett way?
All right. So, here we go. When is the way? If you're not following, follow on Instagram at BobaJett66. Freaking Snowball, Johnny, killed it. Humbled being on your show. You got some great contributors, really appreciated coaches, and our mustache buddy. I'm really curious. I wonder if he is going to shave half of it, you know? And
I hope he does.
I think it'd be hilarious. But anyway, I will not be shaving half my face. So date night for me tomorrow. But hey, super humbled. I hope I get to run into anybody and everybody, this season. And really appreciate it. Great show. And, support each other. Do what you can do. And, sometimes even letting somebody just borrow your cell phone when they're stuck or something is a cool thing. So let's go with a Jets, Jets. I can't do this too loud because my wife and kids are,
Oh, there.
sleeping. So, all right.
All right.
Jets, 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 Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
This is Jets Worldwide. Why?